Alrighty there, folks. Hello there. This is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic of the Gathering Arena draft video. So the new season has started. Fired off a couple of games. Haven't reached Mythic yet, but I'm still Platinum Tier 4, so there's a long way to climb. The set just started like around 2 days ago. So it's time for us to make more Innistrad Midnight Hunt videos and try to hit Mythic. And just FYI, there's also this Premier Draft Ravnica Mixer. So what this is basically first pack you draft Guilds of Ravnica, second pack you draft Ravnica Allegiance, and then third pack you draft War to Spark. Did a couple of this on the draft simulator, and I have to say every single time I tried to do it, it just ended up like some sort of 3-color train wreck. It's the only issue I have with this is that for Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance, there's not much overlapping synergy between the guilds. And then if you start with something like Guilds of Ravnica, there's some guilds you tend to avoid. So you mostly just end up avoiding green. And then if Simic is open in like the next pack, it gets kind of awkward since you weren't drafting Simic in the first place. So yeah, it's just that Ravnica Allegiance and Guilds of Ravnica don't have overlapping synergies, and plus they're all different. The sets both have different guilds. The guilds don't overlap, to be honest. So it's not something I necessarily want to do, but I might do maybe one game of this, assuming I can make this work. So hopefully someone has a strategy online, maybe on Reddit or Google, that can try to figure out what this Ravnica Mixer is. But either way, we're going to do more Premier Draft Innistrad Midnight Hunt, and I think it's a fun format, even though I think it's really imbalanced given how powerful blue and black is. Sometimes white. I still think it's a really fun, grindy format that rewards you with a lot of build around and strategies in case the top tier decks aren't open. So let's fire this off. And if you don't end up blue-black, I mean, there's always, obviously, blue-white as the second best deck, and then their best deck would be like blue-green, and then black-whites, and then white-green is also decent, and I forgot what else. Black-red could be okay if it comes together as well, but for the most part, red and green are the two worst colors in the set. And I think red-green is probably worse than black-green, since black has access to at least removal. But yeah, we'll see where we end up. And the last video we did 2 Simic drafts, so I'm hoping that we don't do another third Simic draft, but you never know. Simic is really fun though, the whole self-mill disturb thing. We have a troll here. Someone doesn't want to hit the ready button. The problem with the big creatures in the set is not only is there a lot of cheap removal at common that can deal with the big clunky creatures, but there's also a lot of creatures that just enter the battlefield and generate value, or die and generate value, or do something and generate value. So 1-for-1, not only is 1-for-1 removal not great, but also you want to play something that gains value, so if it ends up dying, it doesn't just end up as a 1-for-1. So for example, even the opponent kills an annoying disturb creature, guess what? You get to buy it back. So it doesn't really, so it actually gives you a bit of a advantage. So that's also not a problem with 1-for-1 removal, but removal is still great, so keep that in mind. There's some removal that exiles, like Borrow Time and also Eat Alive. So those 2 removal spells are at a premium and can really get rid of those pesky, annoying cards that those disturb creatures. Is this another troll? Are you serious? Is this like the 3rd time we need to refresh the pod? This has not. I think this has happened to me like maybe once, but maybe this is the 2nd time that has ever happened. But come on, I hate how people could just hit the ready button and not join the game and then do that again. It's just, I'm not sure if it's the same guy though. But either way, that's kind of stupid. There should be some sort of penalty for just hitting ready and not joining the game and doing it multiple times. Maybe the first time you can get away with it, but the 2nd time I feel it's kind of silly. Is this another gut troll? The queues have been pretty quick for this. Not gonna lie, it's just that I think we might have a troll in the pod. Yeah, there should be some sort of penalty if you do this. But I'm hoping this is the first time this has ever happened where we had to refresh the pod twice in a row. And then this is the third time, so this is the third time this has actually happened. I mean, sorry, the first time that we had to refresh the pod 3 times already. So there's definitely a troll here that we might want to inform WotC of. Assuming WotC will even do anything about this. Come on, hit the ready button. Is this the same guy? Seriously? This has to be some sort of bot. Okay, alright, there it is, finally. Pack 1, Pick 1, the Premier Draft. Innistrad Midnight Hunt. The rare is not great. You want to affect the board in this set. 5 mana just to tap out to just draw cards every turn isn't great. At common, Olivia's Midnight Ambush is okay. Assuming if you can flip it into nighttime, it could be great. Baneblade Scoundrel I'm not too high on, is very medium. The cards I'm looking at are Seize the Storm for blue-red. There's Dawnhard Mentor, which is just good in Coven and good in any other green control deck since it has a nice activated mana sink in the late game. And then at common, Midnight Ambush and Gavny Silversmith kind of stand out as the top commons. Not sure what I want to take here. It could just be the Midnight Ambush just to maybe lean towards black or the Esper colors. Because green isn't great unless you're just blue-green. I haven't been impressed by any other green decks or green-white necessarily. So, I mean, yeah, we could just lean towards blue-black and just take Olivia's Midnight Ambush here. Not sure. Well, we'll just take it here. I'm not really excited about anything else in this pack. And then, I do like Covet's Castaway. It's not going to be as best in blue-black because it's not a zombie, but it's always a fine sack target, and if you do end up in green-blue or blue-whatever, this is still a fine card. The best common in this pack is like Silversmith, Crawl, I'm hoping I can pick up later. Silverboat's also playable. Festival Crasher, good in blue-red. So I had no idea what we should have first picked. Had we taken the Dawnhard Mentor, we'd still be looking at maybe the Covet's Castaway here. But, yeah, Covet's Castaway isn't bad. Seems pretty good. Puts me in the best color as well. Ooh, Blade Stitchcob, okay, we can do the whole zombies thing. Definitely the best card in this pack. Pick 3, so this sign that the person, 2 people from my right-hand side don't want to do the whole zombies thing. Or maybe they just found some single color black and blue cards they want to take over Blade Stitchcobs to stay open. So still on the table. Wake to Slaughter is not a good rare. It's just kind of weird and, you know, basically the opponent's just going to put the worst creature in your hand, the best one in the battlefield, give it haste so it ends up getting exiled. It could be like a fine finisher, but I don't think it's at an absurd high power level in this set. So Blade Stitchcob seems great, just given that we just took some blue-black cards. I mean, it's a sign also that blue-black might not be open. There's Lunark Veteran as probably the best white common here. Also Crawl from the cellar. I could still take Crawl. I mean, it's not too different from Lunark Veteran. Lunark Veteran is great, but we're kind of on a blue-black train, so I guess if we cut off blue-black as much as possible from our from this first pack, the person to my left can reward us, so we can gobble them all up somehow. So I'll take Crawl over Lunark since we're already kind of in a blue-black thing. I can see the argument taking Lunark in case I need a pivot. And then nothing else here. Could maybe take Festival Crasher in case I end up black-red. I don't mind Novice Occultist as well. Yeah, these packs have just been not great. In the meantime, yeah, I don't think we're doing the red spells thing. There's a chance that the Seize the Storms could wheel, and we could end up in some sort of red-black deck. Like, Novice Occultist is nothing special. There should be enough ways to sack in blue-black, I don't care. So I'll take a Festival Crasher. Maybe we end up black-red spells, and that could be a cute thing. As we see, like, Burn the Acoustic, Electric Rev. Ghoulish Procession is not a card I'm excited about either. Man, these packs have just been really dry. If we end up black-red, I'd rather be in black-red spells over Interloper. Sorry about that. I'll just take the Burn the Accursed here. Someone was interrupting me. Vampire Socialite pretty late, too. Maybe still just a Bait Hook Angler, given how bad black-red is. I don't mind passing this up. Like, I don't think we're... Like, we do have black-red, but we're not really a vampires deck currently. So, I'll take the Beethoven Angler. Like, we're not really built to be a black-red... I mean, we're not really a black-red vampires deck. So, a card like the Vampire Socialite is not going to overperform, given that we just took Festival Crasher, Burn the Accursed, and Midnight Ambush, and I can always just take Startle. I think I like that over Corpse Cobble. It makes a zombie. -2/-0 is really relevant, so... It does seem like maybe Vampires is open because we're past Socialite, and now the 4-mana 4/2 that generates a 1/1 body. But I'm still going to stick with blue-black if I can. Like, the blue-black is so deep at common, it can support more than... it can definitely support more than one drafter at the table, so if we can cut it off nicely, maybe in the second pack we just get rewarded. In the third pack, obviously we know maybe they're also drafting blue-black, so we're not going to get rewarded as handsomely, but it's still fine. And then I'm not a big fan of Shipwreck Sifters in these types of decks. In case I end up blue-white, I do like it over Morning Patrol. Again, I don't think we're moving into Vampires anytime soon. Let's just take the Shipwreck Sifters. Might play, might not, but we could transition into blue-white because we do have some disturbed creatures that we don't mind throwing in the yard. Yeah, also nothing. Take a random Stormrider Spirit. So this first pack has been pretty abysmal. I can kind of read the signals that maybe red, black, and blue are kind of open. But there's no real standout cards here outside of maybe the Blade Stitch Scob and Olivia's Midnight Ambush. But, I mean, I think the power level of it can be high enough that we could maybe just force it. Do I care about Unblinking Observer? Not really. Also don't care about the Perforator. Maybe just cut off more blue, not playing to play Devious Cover-Up. Just not great in this format. Like, I'm not really afraid of decking in this format. And then there's just enough power in blue-green if I end up in that archetype that I don't need it to shuffle any cards. So yeah, this pack has just been kind of dry. We don't really have a good direction to be in. I think we want to maybe just force blue-black, given that we were past Blade Stitch Scob and we just took a bunch of blue-black cards out of the pack. White seemed kind of dry. Red seems open, but again, I don't like red, and the red cards don't really stand out or anything. Like, the best red card we saw was probably just the Socialite, but a late Stormrider Spirit could be a sign maybe blue is open, so maybe I don't like Stormrider Spirit in blue-black, but it's still fine in like blue-white, blue-green. Okay, Diregraph Horde, Borrowed Time, Sprout if we knew we were in blue-green could be great. Same with Slowgurk. Didn't see a ton of white in the previous pack. I mean, we just took a Blade Stitch Scob, so maybe it's still the Diregraph Horde. Pack 1 Pick 1 is really interesting. I might actually take Borrowed Time over Diregraph Horde if it was Pack 1 Pick 1, given that the removal spell in white is important since white sucks at removing things. But I'm fine just maybe forcing blue-black with what we have. Like, it's okay. We do have some cards that play good in blue-white, like Shipwreck Sifters, but Ambush, Crawl, Blade Stitch Scob, I think we'll try to Diregraph Horde, and hopefully we don't get punished. Okay. Cigar Splendor is kind of powerful, and in blue-white it's going to be at its best. And if you can just gain a bunch of life off of this and play a bunch of white spells, it can just draw you cards and win the game. There's a Hound Tamer for blue-green, which could also be a thing. Again, we didn't see a lot of white in the last pack. We're seeing some red cards like Burn the Accursed as well. So this is rough. No amazing blue or black cards. And there's some quite powerful ones like Splendor and Hound Tamer. Splendor I don't think is a bomb though, and we don't have a ton of white to go off with it, so maybe blue-green is the place to be. I don't know, maybe blue-green is the place to be. It looks like our deck is better off in blue-green over blue-white. This is a little bit rough to cast with double white, and we don't have a ton of white to gain life off of this. I think we'll take Hound Tamer, and hope we don't get ruined here as we get past Enolive, so that's great. So also not a ton of white cards. There's Vengeful Strangler, best in black-white, but also not exciting. Okay, maybe we transition back into black-white here. And flip the switch I also light in blue-black. So we'll take it over Occultist, Ferment Sage. Again, we're heavily in blue, so for Flesh Taker is not what we need, whereas Flip the Switch is an overperformer, great at making zombies. So I think we're like basically either blue-black, blue-green, or blue-whatever. Not sure, but I definitely want to be maybe blue-black if I can. But I can see myself transitioning if we see a bunch of like green cards out of nowhere. But being past Eaten Alive and then taking Diagraph Horde, the second pack, doesn't want me to just commit right away. As we get past another Flip the Switch, which I will take again. And it does play pretty well with the Storm Rider Spirit, so now Storm Rider Spirit can make the cut with the Flip the Switch. Not sure about Shipwreck Sifters, because I don't think we're going to be in white with what we have. But blue does seem very open. Ooh, as we get past Diagraph Horde pick 6. Alright, we're committing. Blue-black it is. Happy to see this. Darn, otherwise I'd be looking at Startled. But, yep, Diagraph Horde get in here. And then, wow, 3 Diagraph Hordes will take it. So getting rewarded. Also seeing a late Winterthorn Blessing. But again, we saw 0 Eccentric Farmers. And we also didn't see any Shadow Beast sightings or any other great Disturb cards, so happy seeing a triple Diagraph Horde, so we're going to do it. Hence, second Blade Stitch Scob. Alright. Alright, we did not get punished. I'm happy. I'm happy with this draft. Could play 1 Storm Rider, but with triple Diagraph Horde, we might not even need it. Like, we should have enough 5s. I'm happy with Covet's Castaway, even though not much synergy. It's still fine to have. I don't think I need Geist Wave in this deck. I don't think I need No Way Out. Could play second Crawl. It's not the worst. Crawl can give us a lot of value and can just keep bringing back these Diagraph Hordes. We should have like Olivia's Midnight Ambush, Eaten Alive. So I think in blue-black you're gonna have enough removal. You don't need a bounce spell. No Way Out's also okay, but I'd rather just have Crawl. And then I guess now I'll take the bounce spell if we don't have enough removal. Ooh. Baithook Angler versus Startle. It's kind of interesting to note. I might actually want Baithook Angler. Like, Startle is fine, but we should have enough ways to generate zombies. Just need to ensure we have 2 drops that can help us stabilize the early game, which we do have some already, but I also like Baithook Angler is also just fine. So, ooh, alright, we'll just play a million Diagraph Hordes. Pack 1, pick 1, Diagraph Horde. The second best black common behind a Static Awakener, I say. Probably the 3rd best common overall in this entire set. I think it goes Organ Hoarder, a Static Awakener, and then Diagraph Horde, and then the rest of the black removal, and then then it goes Revenge of the Drowned, and I would take. Do I take Revenge over Eaten Alive? Pack 1, pick 1. I think I do. All right, so nothing exciting. Maybe just take a Corpse Cobble. Could always be fine. So yeah, Corpse Cobble is decent. I don't think it's amazing, but it's definitely okay. And Revenge is also nice. Nice turn 4 play. Pick 3. Seeing some white too, so I think the person to my right-hand side is drafting blue-black as well. I mean, I guess black more than blue for sure, but I'm fine being the second blue-black drafter at the table. He might be taking all the Falcon Abominations and the other cards, but we're also cutting him off nicely, and we're also getting some good playables. Ooh, alright, Hobbling Zombie. Gotta take over a 3rd Flip the Switch just to have a creature I can play on turn 3. Vivisection could also be okay, but I'm gonna take the creature here. Since I've double flipped the Switch already, and that's fine. Yeah, I'll take a Larder Zombie. Could be okay with Decay tokens. Not an exciting pick, so I could see myself cutting it. Ooh, 3rd Blade Stitch Scob. This looks great. And I could just play Novice Occultist or Ghoulish Procession. Not sure if this is good. Probably not. I'm not even a big fan of Novice Occultist, given that we don't need any, we have enough sack fodder and no sack outlets, so I'll just take the Procession, maybe. Procession. So triple Blade Stitch Scob, so I'm happy. So I might have wished I got a second Startled for the triple Blade Stitch Scob, but still okay. Not happy with a Dissipate last, but I'll still play it. So yeah, it seems like we were getting cut off this draft. I still think the deck is going to function alright. Card I'm not happy about is maybe Larder Zombie. It is a zombie in and of itself and a fine blocker, but it's also not very impactful. We're going to try to win the game by going wide with Diregraph Hordes. I think that's the gameplay, and then maybe sacrificing them to Corpse Combo and getting in a huge attack. I think that's the game plan of our deck, for the most part. We could also just toss in double Storm Rider just to have more power in the late game as well. Like, really, I don't really care about Larder. Larder has some... Ooh, double... Okay, triple flip the switch over Dissipate. Man, this is going to be an annoying deck to play against. I might actually just throw in one Storm Rider Spirit into this deck and just call it. Don't think this is an Ominous Roost deck. So this is really disgusting. I don't think it's busted by any means, but it's definitely alright. We were definitely getting cut off this draft, but I still think the deck is fine. I like the one copy of Storm Rider to play triple switch in Revenge of the Drowned. I like the Startled. Crawl from the Cellar isn't bad to just buy back the Diregraph Horde. I could just cut Larder Zombie though. I mean, Larder Zombie isn't bad with triple Blade Stitch Scob, especially as a good blocker on turn 1. And then they can help us dig and get through the deck. So maybe something like this is okay. I could also just cut one Crawl from the Cellar, actually. Like 2 could be a little bit too excessive here. Just cut one of them and then just throw in another win condition, like a Storm Rider Spirit. So something like this could be fine, slightly favoring blue. Yeah, I guess this can be fine. So, yeah, I think we might... Yeah, we're probably better off with the second Storm Rider Spirit so we can have more win conditions, and we're kind of light on creatures anyways. So I guess that's fine. And then Larder Zombie can be a nice on turn 1. And we should have enough, like, Diregraph Hordes. We don't need to... Yeah, if we're light on creatures, the Crawl from the Cellars get worse. I'm not really interested in getting Bait Hook Angler back, or maybe sometimes Blade Stitch Scob, but other than that, not interested in anything else. So, yeah, let's try this out, see how it goes. Seems really fun. So, yeah. What type of deck is this? I guess it's a tempo deck. Yeah, seems like a pretty tempo-oriented deck. Playing lots of counter spells at instant speed, trying to establish board presence, like with the Diregraph Horde. And, yeah, just trying to... We're actually quite aggressive in this deck, too, since we're trying to, like, disrupt the opponent's turns and then just attacking with some creatures. And we're also light on removal outside of Eaten Alive and Revenge, and Olivia's Midnight Ambush we don't have much, so let's call this the mere tempo. And then Blade Stitch Scob is our friend. Let's give this a shot. Alright guys, hello there, I'm back. I just had to go silent because I had to eat and play at the same time, but yeah, as you can see, we're currently 6-1. It seems like, yeah, quadruple Dargraph Horde is busted, but not in your opening hand, of course, so let's mull. And we'll keep and we'll bomb a land. We should find a land on the play, hopefully. Can't really afford to bomb any of these spells, are just really powerful. But yeah, the last opponent had to do some calculation and a bit of math. What if he got rid of one of my blockers, or if he countered my spell? What would have happened? And I still got lethal anyway, so that was really nice. Question is, do I attack into this next turn if I have counterspell backup? I think it's okay. I can apply a bit of pressure. Even though this will eventually become a 4-4, I do have Revenge to bounce it back, so I think I'm fine attacking here and trading 2 for 1. I'm Blinking Observer, okay. So this can make things a bit awkward. Do I attack here? I mean, she can swing back. He can swing back with the Blinking Observer. I take 3. I take 2. Nah, probably not. Even though this kind of forces, even though he can just activate the Ecstatic Awakener ability, I think it's okay. And then I might just have to main phase Revenge next turn, so he doesn't get to. Right, flip the switch is great here. And I'm probably still going to stay back, keep up Revenge. If he sacks this and blocks, I'll just use Revenge to blow him out. So, yeah, no need to be aggressive. I could attack, but that doesn't really accomplish much because he's the one with the tempo here with Static Awakener and Unblinking Observer. So, I'm hoping he just attacks and then sacrifices, and I can bounce. Okay, or I can just bounce the Static Awakener end of turn. I think it's bouncing the Static Awakener here. By bouncing the Overwhelmed Archivist, he can just recast it, and that can get kind of annoying. So I think I actually just bounce the Static Awakener and waste his time. I mean, he can just recast it next turn, so I'm not even sure if I want to do that. I could attack with the Blade Stitch Goblin, offer a trade on the 3-1, and then if it dies, I can exile with Dargraph Horde. Not sure. I think I'll say go. Now the Covetous Castaway is a very interesting card too. I think I'm fine just passing and doing absolutely nothing here. I'm fine trading maybe here or not. Not sure. Maybe I'll just take 3 and then, or we can just Revenge the Overwhelmed Archivist. Maybe that's fine too. You could sack it in response to deny me a token. I think this card is just too powerful that I don't want to trade for it, so either way I'm taking 3. Let's just try to Revenge it. Maybe he'll sack it in response. It's not going to be great though, because he can just reanimate this and he gets a 4-4, so I'm not playing really well. I mean, I'm hoping to top deck a land to exile it, so this play basically implies I need to top deck a land. As I can't seem to top deck a land, so what I can do now is Covetous Castaway, maybe Eat Alive on the 4-4. I think that's worth it over sacrificing my tokens, since I want this in the graveyard as a flyer, so this seems fine. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have whatchamacallit. I guess I could have tapped differently, since I could have still crawled from a cellar and got back Dargraph Horde. Okay, this is fine. Delver, okay, it's not a card I see too often in these types of decks. I'll just play Dargraph Horde now to exile his stuff. Archivist and Falcon can go. Hopefully he doesn't get an instant off the top. Blue-black does have a decent amount of instances, but it's but relying on this isn't really too easy. So we can play Covetous Castaway, basically just shuffle back all of our removal, and I'm definitely attacking here. So let's go. I can even Corpse Cobble on a stack by attacking with the 2/2s, make a 6/6 menace. Maybe I'll save that for later. This turn, just attack for 3, get my flyer out before he exiles it with a Dargraph Horde. And then we'll bring back all of our removal, I think. Olivia's Midnight Ambush is not very interesting, but it does take out most of his small threats currently, so we'll shuffle, do I shuffle Revenge back? Or flip the switch? Both very interesting options. Probably just Revenge. So I'm getting back all my removal. And also we have a big flyer that can block both creatures, so that's really nice. Next turn we can attack with all, hold full control, Corpse Cobble. I can also crawl, get back the Blade Stitch Scob first, which can be very interesting as well. Or get back another Diregraph Horde. So Shipwreck Sifters, Delver, I'm blinking. These aren't cards I'm too afraid of. These three cards are the ones I'm mostly afraid of, but I can deal with them. Do I want to put that on top? So I could sack it next turn with the Corpse Cobble, but I would need to cast it first. I don't think so. I think I'll decline here, and then attack with all next turn. Play the Corpse Cobble thing. I guess he's just trying to tempo me out in the air. Makes sense. He doesn't get enough instances, so I could just play Crawl. Yeah, I guess I need to be aggressive since the opponent is kicking my butt. So what I think I need to do here is I need to play Crawl, get back Blade Stitch Scob, even though it's not really mana efficient, put it on Diregraph Horde. Play Land, play Blade Stitch Scob, attack with all, hold full control. And on the stack we can also just sacrifice our 3/3s to make them into Menacer, so I think this is the right play. We need to let the death trigger happen first, so. And then on the stack, Corpse Cobble, all three of these. And we do need to be aggressive because he has the flyers that can help us close out, so, yep. Now we have a 10-9 Menace. The opponent needs a removal spell or a bounce spell. Hopefully he doesn't get removal and transform. Fading Hope, come on, are you kidding me? I mean, the opponent still had 3 life, so I can still threaten to kill him because I can still put a counter onto my Blade Stitch Scob and then attack with both of these. It's a little bit stupid though, so what can I say? So he's probably going to Fading Hope main phase, so I don't get to get value off my Corpse Cobble. But just FYI, it is pretty stupid. Rip. And he also gets to cast a 4-mana spell. So there you go. Corpse Cobble is not always reliable. I'm hoping he attacks with all 3, so then if I put a counter onto this, I can just hit for lethal. The opponent might be smart and keep back a blocker, but he attacks with all. I'm not sure if this is correct from the opponent. Yeah, I think he should keep something back if I was him, because Crawl can just get something back, and that can just be game over. So he would need a removal spell and maybe another blocker to win the game. So that's kind of stupid. I had to go all in that turn, because if I didn't, I'd lose. To the Flyers, so probably a second blocker here, but nice thing about this is I can just force him to chump. So what I can do now is I can crawl from the cellar, put a count, get back Diregraph Horde, force this to chump. I guess I'll be dead. Yeah, I guess if I attack with all, he blocks, I'll be taking 8, so yeah, got really lucky with the Fading Hope. Alright, that sucks. So, yeah, that was a really good reveal from the opponent, getting Fading Hope to answer my Giant Menace creature and then transforming his Flyers. That was really unfortunate. But so it goes. We're currently 6-2. Could have easily went to maybe 7-1 if the opponent didn't have such a lucky top deck, but whatever. Maybe the right play was to maybe the right play was actually to get the Diregraph Horde and then bring back and then play it, and then the following turn we bring back the Blade Stitch Scob, play it, and then do an all-out attack. I'll be taking a ton of damage though, so I just felt like maybe that was the way to maybe keep him back and apply pressure, but lo and behold, sometimes you just get the top deck Fading Hope. If I had maybe like a bait hook angler, that would have been pretty nice. Alright, currently 6-2. Let's do this. Alright, a curve. Maybe we can seal the 7-game draft and then move on to the next one. Like, the funny thing is that we also just force blue-black, and we don't even... Like, I honestly think we're missing some key pieces, like Falcon Abomination and a Static Awakener. But either way, the deck still is really powerful if you can just play, like, 4 Diregraph Hordes in a row, of course. Probably fine leading with Bait Hook Angler over Scob, since this is better to surprise in the late game. And we can't even attack anyway, so... Ooh, a 1-drop? Sure. So that's going to answer a Blade Stitch Scob, I guess. There's nothing we can do about it. Maybe we can get some Surveil value or attack him for 2 at least. We'll see. As he plays his own Blade Stitch Scob, I think I attack into it. This does imply I have a Midnight Ambush, but trading here would be nice with the Blade Stitch Scob. So I'll do here. I'll trade the Midnight Ambush for the Blade Stitch Scob. It's a pretty nice trade. I think this card is worth killing. Hermit, so I'll still attack into this. Ooh, a Static Awakener. Okay, we can still double spell next turn. So if I attack here, what happens? He can block and trade, which I don't mind, and we can still activate the Larder Zombie. Do we lose a blocker for the 4/4? I guess we do, but it's not that big of a deal, honestly. Don't need to get this out ASAP since it's not turn 5 yet for the Diregraph Horde, so... I don't want to tap myself pre-combat because, pre-second main, because he can just hit me for 1, so... Gonna use the Larder Zombie end of turn, obviously. So it's just nice value having at least 1 copy of these sometimes. Yeah, we'll discard the land. Eaten Alive can go on the Static Awakener. I guess I don't hate that, and then we can just play the Bait Hook Angler and attack for 2. I think I'm down for that. And I don't need to pay 5 mana for it. I just want this in the graveyard. And then we'll pass the next turn. I think this is worth exiling. It's just a really scary card. And then I think I'll attack for 2 here instead of surveilling, because we have turn 5 lined up already. Hope he doesn't cast Diregraph Horde. That would be really unfortunate. I exile my own Diregraph Horde and my Covetous Castaway, so if I top that Crawl from the cellar, it can't do anything. Okay. No blocks. And then Crawl, that's really nice. Not going to do it now, since I can't cast Diregraph Horde, so I'm just going to cast a big flyer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back my removal. Ambush should still be pretty good on this board, and I'm going to leave the Diregraph Horde in the graveyard so I can get it back with Crawl. And then we're also just fine attacking for 1 in the air, and we can say go. And if I lose Crawl, I think I'm going to put the counter on Larder Zombie, because unless he taps out, because if he keeps his mana open, then if I try to place on Scob, he can just kill it in response, so doesn't seem great. I can also just block here, honestly. Block and trade for Hobbling Zombie is not bad, so then my 2/2 and my ground creatures can start attacking. That's actually not a bad idea. I think I will block here. He could also have Startle. I guess, ooh, I forgot he has the removal for Blade Stitch Scob. I messed this one up. I didn't see that one coming. I'm an idiot. Alright, I messed this one up. So, alright, at least we could get rid of land. Actually, I probably want the land so I can cast a Dargraph Horde. So I might have messed that one up pretty badly. So I guess we're going to be trying to win in the air now since we don't have any flyers. I guess what we can do now is we can play Hobbling Zombie. Put a counter on it, get back. I think Dargraph Horde is more important to get back because we need to kind of go wide and outscale the opponent. And it's just a big body. We can always just trade here, which I don't mind as well. If he attacks for both, I think I'm fine with it. Because I can just swing back for 3, so I think I'm fine taking 4. Or just take 2. Taking 4. I'll take 4. I guess if I'm taking 6, that's a different. That's definitely a different thing. So I think I'll block the 2/2 here, and then I can swing back for 4. Ooh, Blade Stitch Scob. He could also have a counter spell, but the fact that everything's passing by so fast means he might not have it. So, all right. Hopefully this doesn't get countered, and it doesn't. So we're gonna win the race, and we should be able to close out this game if we can. Resolve Blade Stitch Scob and get in a huge attack. He might be forced to block with the Hobbling Zombie next turn too, which is good. This card is just pretty stupid. Just really stupid card. Third best common in the set. So alright, went 7-2. The other 2 opponents, one of them I didn't keep any 2-drops and I just got ran over. And he was playing, I think, green-white. So it's important to make sure you keep 2-drops in your opening hand, which I didn't, so that was definitely my fault. And then the second opponent we lost to had a top deck Fading Hope, which was able to transform both Delver of Secrets and also bounce my Menace token. So it was really clutch from the opponent, but yeah, sometimes it just happens. But anyways, yep, we got 7-2, which is great. Our first Blue-Black Zombie video. I did draft Blue-Black Zombie before already. Prior, obviously I've done it multiple times already before this draft. But yeah, this is the first time showcasing it on Magic the Gathering Arena. So that was really nice. And yeah, just basically quadruple Dargraph Hordes, and that one copy of Alara Zombie does actually help a lot. Preventing flood, being able to put lands in the graveyard to stop yourself from flooding in the late game is quite useful. So I'm a big fan of that one copy of Larder Zombie. And then we also just first picked Olivia's Midnight Ambush, and yeah, got rewarded with quadruple Dargraph Horde, which were definitely the headliner of this deck. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's claim our prize. And then fire off another draft. And I should have enough time to maybe do a second draft too. Let's crack some packs. I don't have any rares or mythics to showcase since I think I collected them already, so they should just be converted to gems, which is really cool. To gain some of that nice value for investing my time playing this game. Why can't I seem to, I don't know, the lag is terrible. Apologies, I think it's definitely the software, not my internet connection. Pack one, pick one, I would take Hound Tamer over Olivia's. Yeah, Olivia can lead you into blue-black, but it's one of the more weaker removal spells I don't care about. Hound Tamer is a pretty strong mana sink and great in green control and aggro. Because you can just load up counters in the late game, and it's a 3-mana 3/3 body is really solid, so Hound Tamer is quite good. This pack sucks. I wouldn't even take any of the blue or red cards here. Trapper is like the best card, so sure. Dissipate is a fine counter spell, but you're split the switch at common. None of the blue cards are too exciting either. There's Outland Liberator and Odric's Outrider. I think I favor white more than green. Outland Liberator is fine, and obviously a nice one of in any green deck. But I still think Odric's Outrider is quite powerful. Like, you can still play this main phase, and then if you attack with your creatures, the opponent might not be inclined to block, because if those creatures die and they get favorable blocks and trades, you can still load up counters everywhere. And once Odric dies, you can just it also just puts a counter. So a pretty good card. I would take it over maybe the Outland Liberator just being white, which I think is the third best color. Interesting. There's an engine piece with Deathbond Sprout or Olivia's Midnight Ambush. This was almost the same as our same pack one pick one the previous draft. We had a choice between Dawnhart Mentor, which I think is a better card than Olivia's Midnight Ambush, but I felt like maybe just taking up the removal here is always never wrong, because you can still end up in more archetypes with Olivia's Midnight Ambush, where Deathbond Sprout kind of pigeonholes you into the blue-green deck. I mean, sorry, yeah, blue-green. Outside of blue-green, I'm not really a big fan of it, even in Coven. And black-green is just not even an archetype I consider playable unless you have Tovalar or Meathook Massacre. Yeah, I would take Covet's Castaway, stick with blue. Pretty good uncommon. I would still take Eaten Alive and maybe Revenge of the Drowned over this, but yeah, this is a nice engine. This is a nice enabler and payoff for the Bant Disturb decks. Dawnhart Wardens is quite good in the Coven decks, and same with Search Party Captain, but I would still take the Castaway. Yeah, we'll take Diregraph Horde here over Blood Thief and flip the switch. The Mythic Common, the third best common in the set. I'd still love a Static Awakener over Diregraph Horde, but yeah, let's fire off a second one. And if I have enough time, I might do the Premier Ravnica draft, which is probably going to become a train wreck. Because, like, it's kind of... Because there's just weak colors in War to Spark and Ravnica Allegiance and Guilds of Ravnica, and all three of those, and both Guilds of Ravnica and Allegiance once, and I guess War also has specific colors that are just great, and they don't, again, overlap. I think blue is probably the color that overlaps the most in Guilds, Ravnica Allegiance, and the and War, because blue is just good in all three of those sets. But if you end up drafting, for example, red, it's not great in Ravnica Allegiance. If you end up drafting white, it's terrible in War of the Spark, and if you end up drafting black, I guess is decent. Yeah, black is decent, I guess. Maybe blue and black, so Demir. But green is just abysmal in Guilds of Ravnica. It's okay in Ravnica Allegiance, and it's okay also in War to Spark. So, yeah, it's kind of like you commit yourself to a guild in the first pack, and then the next following packs, nothing synergizes with your first pack. So then you kind of have to just either abandon your first pack and draft another guild, or just ignore pack 2 and hope War delivers everything you need in your colors. So it's a little bit of a weird thing. So I'm not really a big fan of the whole Ravnica Premier draft. I might do it again for this video just to showcase how it is. But let's get this second draft started. Alright, second draft. What do you have the fine pleasure of opening? The rare is not that great. 4 mana to tap, pay for 4 mana to just draw a card is a lot. I'd rather spend 4 mana to cast an Organ Hoarder, which is going to be my pick here. Second pick is probably just Gavny Dawnguard, pretty good white uncommon. A lot of the white uncommons are great. I don't think any of them are bad. Maybe Bereaved Survivor is the worst, but it's still decent. This is a good card too, just nice way to generate value incrementally. Good attacker, good blocker. Siege Zombie is also nice, but we'll just take the Organ Hoarder, the mythic common, best common in the set for sure. Like, even if you aren't playing Flashback or Disturb, it just digs you so deep and can most of the time just find you something very good. Or even if you hit like a huge land pocket, you can just discard all those lands, which is really nice in the late game. Ooh, Seraph is a bomb. Okay, being past Seraph is a sign that the person to my right wants to force the color, but we're definitely not going to pass up Seraph here. Other good cards would be Play of Fire and blue-red spells. Outland Liberator is, again, a fine one-off if we knew we were in blue-green, but I'm not going to take it over Seraph. Seraph is just a bomb. Like, it just makes it almost impossible for the opponent to get good value off of trades, and then giving all your other creatures hexproof makes it so that they have to answer Seraph first, before they answer other key creatures, threats, and engine pieces. So Seraph is the pick here. Kind of insane, so this might incentivize me to favor green more, given the fact that I was past Seraph. But blue is just so powerful at common, we can just maybe keep it even split. Nothing else exciting at common, we'll just take the Seraph. Pretty insane being past this in bomb rare. And then Eccentric Farmer can be pretty nice following up Seraph. Alternatively, what else is there? Some red cards, red-blue spells, fine 5-drop, fine 5-drop. Okay, but we can get this later. If we're in blue-black, Hobbling Zombie would be quite good. But Eccentric Farmer is head and shoulders above all the other green commons and probably the best card in this pack after being past Seraph. And, the thing about green is, again, you'd rather just play green with either white or blue for the most part. Green-red sucks. Green-black is also sucks. I think green-red and green-black are the worst two colors. Green-red by far worse than green-black. But hopefully we can end up blue-green or green-white if possible. As we get past Revenge of the Drowned, pick 4. What the hell is this doing in the pack? I think this could be better than... I don't know. Between Eaten Alive and Revenge, I have Revenge slightly higher because it puts me in blue. But this is definitely something you should take over Defenestrate and Olivia's Midnight Ambush in a set. Like, it's almost killing a creature. Obviously, like, you can always put the creature on top and they have a good enter the battlefield effect is not that great. But by denying them a draw step and maybe forcing them to bomb creatures, almost essentially killing the creature, and then making a 2/2. So the joke about this card is basically is bacon to the pie, which is the best common in Throne of Eldraine. It was the double black, 2 generic, destroy creature at instant speed, make a food token, which is kind of the joke of this card, but yeah, we'll take it. There's nothing else exciting in that pack. Nothing exciting here. If we're in blue-green, Drownyard Amalgam could be a nice card. We could even try to splash for Covert Cut Purse, kind of funny enough. It's also a card I don't mind maybe going to Sultai for. Like, I'm not really excited about Drownyard Amalgam or Otherworldly Gaze, and if blue-green is open, I only want 1 copy of each, and they're not even that great. So I'll take Covert Cut Purse. There's a chance we still end up blue-black, and somehow bend in green, and we can still splash this, and it's okay card to splash, because if we're milling our deck, we can always just bring this back from the graveyard. Okay. Here, Gabney Silversmith, consider Drownyard Amalgam. I do like the Silversmith, but it has underperformed for my expectations. It is the best card in this pack, by far. I don't think I could just take Consider here, still, to stick with blue, and it's quite nice. I can play multiple Considers in blue-green, and it just helps with the whole self-mill thing. Again, there's a Drownyard, but again, I don't want to make that a high priority. We'll always get one later. So I'll maybe take Consider here. I don't think we're set up for a blue-green or a green-white deck necessarily, because Eccentric Farmer wants to be in a more grindy green deck. So we'll take Consider. Is a nice key piece in blue-green. As we get past Root Coil Creeper, okay, got rewarded here. If this wasn't this pack, it would be between like Shipwreck Sifters and Harvesttide Sentry. I would probably take Shipwreck in case we end up blue-white, because it's quite strong in blue-white, or take Geist Wave. But I'm happy to see Root Coil Creeper this late, so definitely going to be very nice to play in a blue-green deck again. Maybe splashing for black or white or red. So that's quite good. And Corpse Cobble is not something I need in blue-green. And even in blue-black, we had one in the last draft, and it didn't perform well since it just gets bounced. Secrets can be a fine Disturb flashback card we can throw in the deck. Snarling Wolf is probably one of the most... probably an unplayable common in the set, even though at first glance it doesn't look unplayable. It's just that green aggro decks aren't great. There's also Festival Crasher, which is quite good in blue-red, but I think we're committed to blue-green after getting past Root Coil Creeper and the rest of these green cards. Cavalry's Filler, I might prefer just Path to the Festival. There's a lot of 5-drops in green that are just replaceable, and you can just play Drownyard Amalgam over it. Also, big, expensive creatures that don't enter the battlefield or do anything in this set aren't great. So, take a Path. And then, I do like Jack-O-Lantern if we do end up blue-green. Just a nice card we can mill away, and also helps us splash and fix. Gonna take it here over Join the Dance and Otherworldly Gaze. And okay, Dawnheart Rejuvenator is quite good in blue-green, giving us more mana to flashback our Disturb and flashback cards, and also allows us to fix, helps us block well and gain some life, so it's a pretty nice card to get. And so the second deck I think that's open on this table is white-green Coven. But again, I think our green cards are set up to be more controlling, so I don't think we want to play any aggressive strategies. So, and blue-green is where we want to be as we get past the late drawing or Amalgam. Wow. Denik, Phantom Carriage are quite good. Same with Revenge of the Drown. Denik would be a pretty fine splash. I do have the Covert Cut Purse already, but Denik, if you can play the creature half of this, it just becomes a card draw engine, and is also quite good in blue-green, since if you mill the top of your library, if Denik Pious Apparition is on the battlefield, you can just investigate, so that's quite good. Yeah, I think Denik is just strong enough. I might just take it here. It's just definitely a bomb rare that's not going to get passed around the table. And then I do like Phantom Carriage 2 in blue-green, and that would be the more safer choice. But Denik is just so powerful, and white also synergizes with blue-green quite nicely. So, yeah, I think I'm okay. This card just costs too much, and yeah, Denik is just a bomb. So, I'll take Denik, maybe splash white. I'm not going to splash for Beloved Beggar, however. I don't think it's that great in blue-green, because it's double white to disturb. I do like Flip the Switch, but that's usually for blue-black, which tends to lean more towards the aggressive end of the spectrum. If we're trying to ramp and play big things, I might be more excited about a Second Consider. Yeah, Second Consider could be nice. I could still play Flip, but again, blue-green isn't hyper aggro. It could be tempo oriented though. Still, I mean, we have one Consider. Usually, two Considers can be quite excessive. So, you know, I will try this. I will try maybe playing Flip the Switch. Since if we can generate enough mana, we should be able to cast Flip the Switch as we get past Dargraph, Devoted Graphkeeper, which is also a pretty good premium splash. The Champion of the Parish is also quite strong, but only really great in blue-black, since that's the only deck that's looking to really generate a ton of zombies in black. Obviously, there are exceptions to the case, but in blue-black, this is going to be at its best. Devoted Graphkeeper is an awesome splash card. Helps us enable a graveyard. Also, a nice key creature to splash in a blue-green Disturb deck. Seems better than Harvest-Tide Sentry. Evolving Wilds is nice, but hopefully we'll be able to get more fixing. Ooh, okay, now we'll take Phantom Carriage. Has good synergy. Also don't mind Larder Zombie, but Phantom Carriage is a win condition. Gives us a way to close out. So, happy to see blue really open around the table. I guess no one respects blue anymore as we get past Eccentric Farmer. Second best card in this pack is Defenestrate, but yeah, two Eccentric Farmers can play really nicely with all this going on. And I also don't mind Blinky Observer in these decks. Like, the nice thing about this is that not only does it help fuel instances and sorceries for, ramp into instances or sorceries, but also ramps out the Disturb cards in your deck. So, plays pretty good with Denik and Devoted Graphkeeper. Having one copy is never wrong. And wow, we'll take another one. Okay, maybe blue-green's getting contested to my from my left-hand side for some reason, since I'm seeing another one. But these are cards I'm willing to go 3 colors for as we pick up another Rookwoe Creeper and get past also Diregraph Horde, the third best common in the set, as we saw from the last previous game. So yeah, this just looks pretty nice. I might just play Path now. Ooh, Bird Admire could also be a fine ground blocker. Might not be a Flip the Switch deck, I don't think. Okay. But we kind of almost have a whole entire deck already. The weaker cards would be like something like Secrets of the Key, which I don't think we care about. Path, I think I might have to play, given that I'm playing triple white cards. The cards that can help us fix would be double Rootcoil Creeper, Jack-o'-lantern, or even Eccentric Farmer can mill a land. We already have double Blinking Observer, so we'll just get another Path to the Festival. I might not even need to play Path, but if I have a lot of 5-drops, it could be pretty useful just to plate us on 3, play a 5-drop, which could be nice. But I'm more interested in maybe just Rootcoil Creeper on 2 and then play a 4-drop. So Path to the Festival could be cut. Graveyard Trespasser is an excellent card. I wouldn't mind splashing this, but again, we're splashing white for the other Disturb synergies. This is definitely a clear pack 1, pick 1. Yeah, if this was still pack 1, pick 1, Gavny Dawnguard would be number 2, but Shelby Sighting is a perfectly fine, reasonable flashback card. The second best green common, I say. And after that, green just falls off. So, outside of green-blue, again, I'm not a big fan of anything outside of green-blue. Ooh, Organ Hoarder. Yeah, we'll take it. Ooh, there's also Borrow Time. But if you're playing a million Organ Hoarders, you might as well just win the game. Like, we should be fine without Borrow Time. It's not going to wheel. But yeah, play a million Organ Hoarders. Why not? That's always a valid strategy. Ooh, Scob Wrangler is also great. I think I'll take that over Larder Zombie. I think it's just more impactful. This is going to be at its best in a blue-green deck, which is, again, looking to make a bunch of zombies and use the zombies' tap ability. But even outside of a blue-green deck, if you're able to just flood the board with a bunch of creatures, you can just utilize the ability, and it can just really win you the game. So Scob Wrangler, I think, is the best blue uncommon in the set. We'll take it. So if we need to lower our deck, I think these two could be cuttable. I like playing the rest of these. And yeah, 3 Eccentric Farmers is never wrong. Could even cut Bird Admirer, but we don't have much defense on the ground. So I'm hoping we can round out the deck. Because everything I do want to play here, this is all really good. Like, I also don't mind that one copy of a Blinking Observer with the rest of these cards. We're like at a full capacity almost in this deck. Usually in blue-green, you might want to run 18 lands to hit your land drops. Ooh, another Scob Wrangler. Okay. Alright, I guess Blinking Observer might just be our weakest card now. Same with Otherworldly Gaze, maybe. Yeah, we'll just play a million copies of these. Wow, 4 Eccentric Farmers. Am I afraid of decking? Not really. So I could just cut the Drownyard Amalgam, since I also have a bunch of self-mill already in the deck, so I'm not going to be light on Disturb. Now, between Contortionist Troop and Baithook Angler, Baithook just has so much synergy in this deck. This has power, but I'd rather just take synergy. We should get there in terms of power. But yeah, the deck is definitely wide open. Take the uncommon for the vault. And I could still just play the Drownyard Amalgam just as a win condition, but I'm afraid of decking myself. It's not wrong actually milling the opponent maybe once in this deck, in this set. So we have a Key Flyer. Shall be sighting him, maybe getting some good attacks. So and then maybe Scob Wrangler can tap a bunch of things down. Well, I guess Storm Rider Spirit can maybe be a 5-drop here. I don't think I need a splash for Soul Guide Glyph. So I could actually just play Storm Rider Spirit over the Drownyard Amalgam, since it gives me a win condition. But the Drownyard Amalgam is also just a good blocker, and in case I'm not milling myself enough, I might want to play it. So there's an argument for everything here. But let's see. We do have some flyers with the blue-green and the blue-white stuff already, so I don't mind that. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So this could be replaceable. So I'm not saying I'm gonna cut Stormrider Spirit, but I'm just gonna take the cards I think are kind of replaceable, and maybe try to figure out what we're trying to do. So we're definitely playing Phantom Carriage. We're definitely playing all of our 4-drops, I think, with 1 Dawnheart. If I had 2, I might cut it. Bird Admirer could maybe go. I like the 2-drops here. Baithook Angler has great synergy. Could even cut Consider. I like that 1 copy of Jack-O-Lantern for the white splash. So for the white splash, I think we can go down to 2 planes, given that we have some sources of white already in our deck, in our main library. Jack-O-Lantern, double Root Coil Creeper. Keep in mind, Eccentric Farmer can also dig towards white pretty nicely. And then Dawnheart Rejuvenator. So we do have some already, but I don't want to go too low on white, so I think double white is good. And then we can slightly favor blue a bit, and go maybe 8-7. 17 lands seems good. I could even go 18 lands. Like, I could also just cut Jack-O-Lantern, which is funny enough, because given the fact that I already have like quadruple Eccentric Farmer to buy my mana, this might not be necessary. So there could be an argument for just cutting this. The other question is how much Disturb and Flashback do we have? We have the Shadow Beast Sighting, we have Baithook Angler, Denick, Double Devote Graphkeeper, and I guess Jack-O-Lantern we could self-mill. So not a ton of Disturb synergy, Disturb stuff to get in the graveyard, so I guess it's not that great. But if we include something like maybe Secrets of the Key, that can maybe improve the quality by having an extra like Flashback Disturb card that we get value from self-milling. So maybe that's a slight notch above Consider, given that it's another card we don't mind milling. So we can also, I guess, play Path to the Festival as well, or mill it. And it's kind of medium, not a big fan of Path. There's also Otherworldly Gaze too. Like, we don't have that many 5s to ramp into, and we already have double Root Coil Creeper ramping us into 4. So I don't think we want to play Path to the Festival. Otherworldly Gaze I don't think we also need, because again, we're self-milling so much, I don't think we need a way to mill. So that leaves us with Flip the Switch, Bird Admirer, Drown Your Amalgam, and Stormwire Spirit, and maybe Consider that we can put into our deck. Looking at our weights to defend against opposing flyers, we do have Phantom Carriage. We also have some flyers with Danik and Double Devote Graphkeeper and Baithook Angler, but not like a whole ton of defense against flying, to be honest. We don't have ways to interact with them. So, I don't know, maybe Bird Admirer can make it in, or maybe I just throw in Stormrider Spirit as well. Drown Yard, again, I don't want to self-mill, but it is a win condition. The other question, again, we have to ask ourselves is, like, how do we close out the game? Like, I know we have a couple of flyers, but if they get blocked by, like, 1 toughness flyers, it can be kind of bad. Yeah, we just don't have any good attackers. Like, we have a Phantom Carriage, so we could actually use some of these 5-drops, actually, to help us close out. So I don't mind actually just throwing in Drown Yard Amalgam and maybe the Stormrider Spirits. And then maybe that gives me an extra flyer to maybe block opposing flyers. And so I don't need to maybe play the Bird Admirer as much. And we also have a bunch of 3s to play on curve, so it's kind of awkward. Sometimes you just end up milling the Bird Admirer and it does absolutely nothing. I also don't think this is a counterspell deck. So I could actually make the case for just putting Path to the Festival here. And so we can maybe ramp into our 5s. But again, we can still just do that with Eccentric Farmer and Rejuvenator, so maybe we just throw in the Bird Admirer, cut the Jack-O-Lantern. Or maybe Jack-O-Lantern is still fine because there's another key card we can maybe mill to help us fix our mana for our white stuff. Because casting our white spells is pretty important, especially if they're on curve. Yeah, I might actually mill the opponent sometimes too with the Drown Yard Amalgam because I don't want to end up decking myself as well. But I can also see the case just putting in the Path to the Festival because we're also milling again with Devoted Graphkeeper, Quadruple, Eccentric Farmer, and Organ Hoarder. So I'm actually kind of afraid of decking in this deck, believe it or not. Yeah, maybe Path can make it. Could also, crazy, believe it or not, we can even cut an Eccentric Farmer if that's something we might want to do. Secrets is also kind of iffy. Like, it draws us cards, but that's what, I mean, if we're trying to self-mill, it's almost the same. So I'm not sure about this card either. I mean, it's still fine, maybe, as something we can, again, mill ourselves with. Maybe this is just a deck, I'm not sure. So if the player casts Falcon Abomination on turn 2, that could be a problem. The deck also just doesn't have a ton of interaction, necessarily. So maybe the Bird Admirer has to kind of be an include in this deck, I hate to say it. And then maybe we just cut Secrets or Jack-O-Lantern. Kind of rough. I don't think I need Path, because Path, again, it's better if I can ramp into Drown Yard Amalgam and Stormrider Spirit, and it doesn't really develop the battlefield, whereas, like, Eccentric Farmer can. So maybe we just cut Secrets with the key, to be quite honest. Like, it's just too expensive to cast. It's essentially 3 mana draw card, which isn't great. And then 4 plus 2 is 6, so it's like also 8 mana draw 2, which is kind of iffy. So, and I kind of need a Drown Yard Amalgam in these 5s to help me close out. Otherwise, we're just going to end up in these awkward board stalls all day, and none of us are going to win the game necessarily. Huh. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a deck that's trying to use Flip the Switch. We're not blue-black, which is the one that cares more about Flip the Switch. We're looking to tap out for our big 4-drops and 5-drops and looking to affect the board. So, yeah, this is rough. I think it's between Secrets and Jack-O-Lantern. It's probably just Secrets here. And then Jack-O-Lantern, hopefully we can mill it so we can help it fix our library. And then hopefully we don't mill ourselves too far out to deck ourselves. So, and then a mana base 8, 7, and 2 seems quite good. I can even risk it and go like cut a plains. But being able to hit our planes more consistently with Eccentric Farmer means we're more. This would be considered a way to help us splash. So yeah, let's try this out, see how it goes. Yeah, quadruple Eccentric Farmer is what we're doing. Just double checking here. And even if we mill this as 5 mana to cast, so it's also just kind of whatever. It's also just not very reliable, even if we mill it, because milling things that cost a lot to cast isn't necessarily exciting unless it's like Shall Be Sighting, which can make a 4/4 in the late game, or a flyer. So yeah, let's give this a shot. The deck again lacks interaction, but hopefully we can get there by outvaluing the opponent. And I think we need to cut a deck from our library, or cut some decks from our library. This was a really sweet deck too. I got to 5-2 with it. It had Meat Hook Massacre and Tovolar, but it didn't get there. So this was a cool deck as well. This was another Simic deck I was trying to draft and record, but didn't go the way I wanted. This card was a bit of a jank. Yeah, I think Dawn of the Dead gets my nod for Dimir Zombos here. Can't go wrong with quadruple Diagraph Horde. Alright, second draft, let's get this fired. Interaction again sucks outside of I guess we have one Revenge of the Drowned to maybe hold the opponent off, but if we do, it can be kind of awkward if the opponent drops a bomb and we can't kill them fast enough. So just hopefully we don't face against those matchups. Because blue-green also just has a weakness in this set. The removal again sucks. It's a grindy deck, so it's not very easy to close out. Okay, Ruquo Creeper, maybe helping us ramp is quite good. This is a pretty nice keep. And the question is, what do I play? It really depends. We can double 2-drop next turn. We can just cast Seraph to protect Ruquo Creeper. So if he's playing blue-green, his removal sucks. So if his removal sucks, then I think it's important to cast Seraph. Because if he has Counterspell available next turn, that's not going to be great for us. So I think I'll just cast Seraph here and get this down on turn 4. And it also applies a lot of pressure, being a 3/4. Now he could be splashing the Fenestrate here. Opponent just cast Path of the Festival, so... Okay, so we're going to get to attack with Seraph. I guess we can attack with both. No, I need to cast my green spell, right? So I guess we can cast, we might as well pay green here and cast a Devote, cast white, for Devote Graphkeeper, and then play Eccentric Farmer here and then attack for 3. Just use our mana efficiently. Unfortunately, had to get rid of a removal spell. That's fine. Hopefully we can just go wide and kill them. But yeah, you don't want to turn 3 play Path to the Festival in the set. It's just not really impactful. Counterlit Cavalry, we can tap down. So Scott Wrangler and Seraph also has a very interesting interaction. The thing about it is that it can tap a creature to give it Death Touch, so that's kind of awesome. I think what we want to do is we want to Jack-o'-lantern first and exile the Path to the Festival and draw a card. Then we can also just attack for 4. I can also play Blades, Scob Wrangler, tap Ruquo Creeper, Scob, and Eccentric Farmer, and attack for 5. I guess I can also untap and then tap a creature to give it Death Touch, which is kind of cool. So I think I'll attack for 4 here. And then if he tries again the 5/5, what we can do is we can untap with the Seraph, and then tap it with the move the blocks, tap it with the Scob Wrangler, and get a nice trade. So that's also quite good of a play for us to do. So I'm hoping he attacks here. Probably not. Okay, now I can activate Scob Wrangler, which is kind of cool, and still keep up my hexproof thing. And then between both of which ones I want to tap, I think I'm going to tap the Falcon Abomination, because I just want to I don't want him to trade for the 2/1. I just want him to attack into my Death Touch. So we'll play land. I think we play a farmer first. Could always main phase it, I don't mind. Shall Be Sighting was really nice. And this time we get green source since we already have a blue source in our hand. Move to combats, attack for 4. Not attacking with the Scab Wrangler. Cast Duel for Dominance, that's annoying. So what I need to do now is I guess I need to tap the candle lit cavalry so he doesn't get the block. So I think that's the plan. And then we can still hit and attack for 4. So right, he killed the Seraph, but I'm still getting in for 4, which is nice. I could have also allowed that. I could have also not tapped, since not tapping means he would trade, which would also be fine. But hitting for 4 is decent. And then we can always tap main phase next turn. Ooh, a natural growth, so he can hit me for a ton here. Luckily, none of his creatures have trample. I guess I'll just take 4. And he can also do a main phase, so that's also really annoying. I could also just tap 2 creatures down, and then do an all-out attack next turn. So if I tap 3 creatures to tap this down, he still has a 4/4 on defense. I guess I can cast Shall Be Sighting and tap the 5/5 down. So that's kind of cute. Or just tap the 2/2 down. Let's just tap this down. So I can still tap 3 creatures, attack. But then he can hit me for 10 on the way back, which is kind of awkward. I can also hit for 4, he blocks a creature, he goes down to 5. Which again, I don't mind. I do lose a creature, but I mean, this is a lot of damage. So I think I'm going to attack with, yeah, this card's awkward. I guess I can still tap 3, nah, this is bad. I guess I can still attack with 3 and then tap a creature down. I think attacking with 3 is fine, and then he gets to get a good block, but I can still tap down his 10/10 next turn. Just play a little bit safe and say go. So this is a little bit weird. Rejuvenator, that's a good one. Yeah, a natural growth is quite strong. Definitely a good card. Assuming you can cast it. Alright, Contortionist Troop, so he might be able to kill us here. Definitely tap the 5/5 so he doesn't get to run us over. He might just stay back because he could aggro. We could aggro him out. So yeah, this is really good. And Stormrider Spirits, okay. So by tapping one of his creatures down, it's not going to accomplish much. I think the game plan is to tap down this 5/5 and then Stormrider Spirits. I don't have any flashback cards I'm interested in getting back. So if I tap down 3 creatures here, it's still not lethal. So I think we have to say go. Tap down the 5/5. Next turn, flash in Stormrider Spirit and maybe again for lethal. So that's unfortunately the case, but we'll just say go. Definitely tap down the 5/5 because taking 10 is a lot. We can still take 6, 7, 8, 9 and survive, so I think I'll tap these 3 creatures since the 4/4 can still block the 5/5, and then end of turn we can flash into Stormrider Spirit and also tap something down. So we'll see if he wants to attack here. And then we can activate Scab Wrangler, tap this down. And then if I do an all-out attack here, he blocks the 4/4, blocks a 2/2. I think I have to. So I mean, otherwise I'm not winning this. If I tap the 2/4, what happens? He still blocks the 4/4. So let's say he blocks here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I have to go for it. Otherwise, I don't think I'm winning. Yep. If he has anything here, I'm just dead. But I think it's worth going for. Otherwise, we're not going to win. So we got it. Sweet. That was a very close match. A natural growth can be very scary in the in a heavy green deck because it almost makes combat impossible for you and the opponent. No, it just makes it really difficult for the opposing player to attack or block. So always keep your eye out on that rare. I would still take Organ Hoarder over at Pac-Man Pick 1, but if you're already heavy in green, it's quite strong. So luckily enough, we were able to get enough damage, and the opponent didn't have any instances to interact with us. So kind of dodged a bullet there. Bait Hook Angler. Third land lets us play Eccentric Farmer to hit our 4th land drop. I think I'll try it. Alright, that's why it's important to hit your 2 drops, and hopefully I can get a 3rd land. I mean, it's going to be really sad if I don't, because I'm going to be far behind if the opponent's hyper aggro. If the opponent misses his land drop, I guess we're also fine, as we don't get our land drop. Okay, this could just be game over if I don't hit my lands, but the opponent is again also missing their land drop, so it's not the worst. I'll trade for the 2/2 here if he attacks since my... Are you kidding me? Okay, I guess it's time to discard Disturb creature, and then which Disturb creature do I want to discard? I don't mind casting the Sighting on curve. It's just a really big body, so maybe Denick can maybe just go. All right, we just both kept 2 landers. Who's gonna draw the land first? That's the name of the game. If there's like 7 turns where I don't draw a land, I don't know what's going on anymore. And he gets the land, so... Alright, the opponent gets the upside here. I think I'm trading for the 2/2. And he gets Coven exactly the time he needs it. Sure. So, yeah, not getting our lands. This is how you lose, guys. Keep that in mind. There we go. Finally got a land. Cast the Eccentric Farmer. Get our 4th land, please. And white is good, so now we can cast our white spells. Probably going to cast Shall Be Sighting to hold off the 3/1 next turn. But the Dawnhard Mentor is also a bit of a scary card, because that can just keep pumping his creatures, or threaten to pump every single turn. And we don't have much removal to interact, so we kind of need to find a way to close out quickly. And getting hit by Harvest-Tide Sentry is definitely not the place you want to be. I might actually just play Organ Hoarder, actually, since that trades really well with Harvest-Tide Sentry. Actually, so... And can even guarantee a 5th land drop if I miss it, so... So good. Eccentric Farmer is really strong. We got our 5th land anyway, so maybe it's Shadow Beast Sighting. Just so we can prevent the other rest of the creatures from attacking if it gets too scary, but this Dawnhard Mentor is again going to be a huge problem later. Turn 5, I might just keep up mana to flash in Stormrider Spirit and make him think that we have a counterspell, since it's going to be kind of suspicious that I'm not casting anything from my graveyard, so... So we took freaking 6 damage already from one Harvest Tide Sentry. And he's about to get 6 land to enable Coven, and that's going to become... He can make anything into 3 toughness, 3 power, which is kind of annoying too. And especially giving a creature Death Touch and Trample, that's also really bad for us. Or I guess he needs an extra 3 mana to utilize this. Search Party Captain for full mana, so he doesn't get any good attacks. Okay, I think we just pass a turn and keep up Stormrider Spirit. I can also play Drownyard Amalgam too. But the Stormrider Spirit can start attacking, and I think that's what I need to do, so I think I'll pass a turn here. Sigo. And hopefully we can double spell next turn with a Centric Farmer and Graphkeeper, or play Graphkeeper, get a flyer into play Bird Admirer. So he can enable Coven now and make his creature into 4 powers. I might have to double block this. Actually, I can't, so I probably need to put the 4/4 in front of it, sadly enough, and make him use his mana. So if he pumps this up, what is this going to become? I guess it's going to become a 6/4. I think I have to do it here. I think I have to do it because, I mean, otherwise I can't deal with it. Yep. That's unfortunate. But it's a card I think I have to get rid of. Root Coil Creeper, okay. I could cast Denick and then Root Coil Creeper. I can also cast Root Coil Creeper and then cast the Organ Hoarder. I think, however, I need to be quite aggressive here, given my circumstance. So I think it's Denick and Root Coil Creeper, and then hopefully we can stabilize afterwards. I'm definitely going to attack for 3 here. We need to start pressuring him in the skies, otherwise we're not going to win. I can also just take 2. I mean, I can just prevent him from building a board by just blocking all day. So that's a consideration. The Drowner Amalgam is also a pretty good blocker against this 2 power. So even if he pumps it, it's only 5 power. So we'll have access to 4, 5, 6, 7 mana next turn. So I won't be able to double spell if I just play Drownyard Amalgam unless I hit a 2-drop. So there was an argument of playing the Devote Graphkeeper and then Bird and the Centric Farmer, but again, I don't mind just having... Okay, so this can become, what, a 4/4? I think it's fine double blocking this. Opponent's being quite aggressive, so maybe I do need to put Root Coil Creeper in front of the his stuff. I could just block a bunch of stuff so then he can't pump all of his creatures. That's also not a bad idea, just to reduce the amount of threats that he has. So I'm actually happy that he's attacking like this. So I probably have to put Root Coil Creeper in front of his creatures, just so I don't take a million. Definitely not going to block this Centric Farmer. And I can still investigate. So I think the 2/2 goes in front of 1/1, 2/1 goes in front of 2/2, 2/3 goes in front of the 2/2 here. So I think these are the blocks. And then if he wants to pump, that's fine. I get to lower his board, and he can't save every creature, so unless he has the 4 mana, put counters everywhere type of card, that can be pretty annoying. You could have Hunter's Edge. I guess Hunter's Edge would be annoying here. But, okay, that's... Alright, so he's going to do that instead. So, we get some pretty good blocks here, and he also doesn't have Coven to activate. So yeah, I guess that slows him down. We can also play Drownyard Amalgam and Blade Stitch Scob as well. So I don't mind just attacking for 6. And then, we might as well play Drownyard and then cast Scab Wrangler or play Baytook Angler, actually. Also nice with the whole thing going on here. Yeah, let's just play Baytook Angler. I guess it only costs 1 mana. Yeah. I mean, I guess this taps for 2 mana, so it's okay. He also doesn't have Coven, so he needs to play a creature, grant Coven, and then he can start pumping his team, so doing those blocks I think were worth it. So he would need to play like a 1-drop like Lunarch Veteran here, and then he's able to activate the Coven. If not, then I get to have a free turn to just fly over and attack him again, which is quite nice. Shadow Beast, so that's going to be quite large next turn. And Hound Tamer, so... Okay, I gotta be careful here. He's going to have Coven. Revenge of the Drowned is pretty sweet. So I can also keep a Revenge on whatever he decides to pump. So that's pretty awesome. So I can just play maybe a Scab Wrangler here and then keep up the Revenge of the Drowned, which I'm definitely going to do. So I can have more blockers in case I end up getting destroyed. So yeah, we'll tap for 6. This is a 2-turn clock. And then I can also just keep up Revenge of the Drowned on whatever he decides to pump. I should be able to make all the good blocks here too. I could also just main phase tap something down as well, which is also fine to preserve my threats. And then whatever he tries to pump again, we'll just cast Revenge. Or we just let pass and then we just try to do as many good blocks as we can. So I'm probably going to block the 4/4. He tries to pump, we Revenge, and then we just win the game. Okay, so I need to do more blocks here. So yeah, I guess it's important to do some good blocks now, maybe some chumps. So move the blocks. I think this can block here because it has Trample. I wanted to force the Dawnheart Mentor onto the 4/4, so this is quite good. And then everything else here we can just block, just to be safe. And then if he decides to pump the 4/4, we just win. I mean, whatever he pumps, we're definitely going to bounce. Or whatever he uses for Hunter's Mark, we're going to bounce. I'm not sure what that accomplishes, okay. Can't really activate it. I guess that's fine. So, lethal, and we can also bounce something end of turn. Trapper, that's not going to do it. And Counter Grove, which is also not going to do it, so. Can even sack the clues end of turn. We'll just bounce a token. Yeah, he doesn't really have the activated ability because this is 6 mana. He's just holding full priority. This has Summoning Sickness, so I shouldn't be afraid of anything. I should be able to win this. So yeah, we can just activate Drown Yard attack, and we should win. Didn't even have enough mana to activate to sack her clues, so it goes to show that Secrets of the Key is not really that important in the blue-green decks. Like we couldn't even spend our turns just to sack a clue and draw a card. Funny enough, we just had to develop to make sure that we don't end up getting run over. Luckily, we drew a land on time. Otherwise, I think we'd be dead. This game. Alright, no blue mana. Do I still keep this? It is really tempting on the play. If I get blue mana, this could be pretty cool. I'll try it. We have a quadruple eccentric farmer, so maybe we can mill ourselves and find our white mana. Actually, not blue mana, white mana. So I'm down to risk it here. Obviously, white mana off the top would be amazing, or even just Jack-o'-lantern. I'm fine with. So this is a bit of a risky hand. So come on, we need a 3-drop game. Give me a 3-drop. Not a 4-drop. I need a 3-drop. Do I attack? If I attack, I'll be taking 3, so probably no. I could force a sacrifice by blocking a Static Awakener next turn. Not sure if that's worth it. Yeah, I guess I'll take 2. That sucks, and she's just gonna develop a Vampire here. The Drownguard Amalgam, I guess, is a nice 1-of because now it can answer the 1/1. Sure. Goodbye, 2/1. Ooh, Recoil Creeper. I guess Recoil can allow us to cast white mana. So it could just take the turn off to cast Recoil Creeper and Baithook Angler. Baithook can trade for the 2/1. The Recoil Creeper can allow us to splash for whites. So I think I'm down for this. We can even play this on turn 5 to hold off his threats. So I'm fine with this. He can attack with all, I guess. We can block the 2/1 with the 1/2. He could use a combat trick as well. But I'm definitely not blocking with Recoil Creeper. Alright, so we're definitely blocking the 2/1 here, and then not going to block the 1/1 because he can just sack that in response and make it into a 4/4. Could see Stolen Vitality. Okay. That was a fine trade. Bat Whisper. Okay, so he has a flyer now. It's, hate to say, it might just be Drownguard Amalgam time. I can also just play, I guess I can only play 1 spell here. That's a little bit annoying. If he has removal, I'm kind of screwed. So, yeah, this sucks. I guess, maybe I can just play Seraph. I don't know if that's great, or I can keep a Revenge. Maybe Revenge is okay. I don't know. Let's just play Drownguard and risk it here. He probably has like Eat Alive or Defenestrate, but I think I have to go for it. I'm fine milling those creatures because I need some lands. And then if he attacks, I'm probably going to block the 4/2 for sure. He can finish it off with a removal spell. And Defenestrate, Eat Alive will totally destroy me here. Olivia's Midnight Ambush, at least I still get a block in, so... yeah, I think this is worth the risk worth doing, and then we can do something else afterwards. So, if I block the 2/2, then he's just going to sacrifice. I think I need to block the 4/2 here for sure. He can sacrifice and turn this into a 4/4, that's fine. But I think this is the best block. And he kills my Recoil Creeper, sweet. Alright, and he might have a pump spell here. Okay, nope. Surprised he didn't use it on Drownguard, so that's decent for me. Ooh, has a Cutthroat. Cutpurse. Alright, give me my white mana. I think I need to risk it here, play Eccentric Farmer into white. I could play Seraph, but I think I need to develop the board and have enough blockers to stabilize against this, so... no white mana, of course. Never lucky. Yep, never lucky. So I shouldn't have kept this, maybe. It was definitely a risky keep. And we'll probably just die here, but so be it. It's hard when you kill the Recoil Creeper because I needed to cast Denic and stabilize. So luckily, he had to play with fire. Well, he can just sack the 2/2, and I'm fine with that. Hit me for 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 4 at least. So it's not the worst. Also, not incredible. So I'm probably going to keep a Revenge if I don't get white mana next turn. Siege Zombie is also a problem. Stormrider Spirit, I guess, could be a thing. I guess I'll keep up Revenge this turn. I could chump the 4/4 and hit the 1/1, but I'm probably going to use Revenge on the 4/4. Fall down to 1, I think. And then we can still block next turn and maybe flash in Storm Rider Spirit. Assuming he doesn't develop the board, but he obviously will, so... Either way, we're in bad shape. So if he has a creature, we're just dead. Because we have to find a way to deflect the flyer. And yep, good games. Opponent nice enough to make us draw cards. Alright, 2 and 1. Okay, another stupid draw, so the developers need to fix this mess. Or maybe someone just disconnected. That's kind of dumb. Wasted 2 minutes of my time. This game takes so long to load, I don't know what's going on here. Can you hurry up, game, please? So stupid how when you get into a draw, it takes like 5 minutes to like load. It's so dumb. Uses up so much time. Okay, Recoil Creeper seems quite good. And Silver Bolts, that's annoying. So if I play Recoil Creeper into this, it's probably just going to get answered. So I'm probably down to just play Baithook Angler first. Because if he kills it, I won't be able to splash. I mean, I could try it and then make him use it and then cast another one, but maybe still Baithook Angler is better earlier on so we can at least hold off this 2-1 from being a problem. I'll block it. Bring it back. I'll just play Root Coil Creeper. He'll shoot it down, and then that's going to be quite annoying. Yeah, I have a second Root Coil Creeper. I mean, I'll just play a Baithook Angler, make him use it maybe. Maybe that's better. Making him use the Silver Bolt on the 1-2, and then I can maybe develop my mana. Could be a startle, but I think I'm blocking either way. Nimble Gas Intruder, so I'm going to die to flyers. Makes sense. Alright, this is rough. Probably just cast double Recoil Creeper. You can cast Shadow Beast Sighting, I guess, to hold off the ground, but double Recoil Creeper will also hold off the ground, and I also get to accelerate my mana, which is quite important. This is fine. He can take out one of them, but then I'll be able to use the other one. I can also start tapping his flyer so I don't take a million as well. Morning Patrol is going to lock down the ground. So probably the play here is Devoted Graphkeeper, and then could also Eccentric Farmer, could also Organ Hoarder. Maybe I play Shadow Beast Sighting, which develops a 4/4, which can start attacking, but that's not good. Might need to just bring out Scout Wrangler to maybe buy a turn. I guess I can Scout Wrangler and then Shadow Beast Sighting, that's not bad. Or play Organ Hoarder to keep up a tapper. No, actually I can't do that. I would love to accelerate my mana, but I do need to maybe block this turn to prevent myself from dying, so you know what, let's play the Eccentric Farmer, I think. Maybe that was wrong. Yeah, that was really questionable. I guess now I can also just play the Devoted Graphkeeper, so getting a lot of that value in. And then I guess we can tap down the 3/1. I guess we'll be taking 3 on the ground if we do that. So either way, we'll be taking 5 either way. So I think we'll just keep up everyone and maybe try to race on the ground. It's not great, but whatever. We'll take 5. And then maybe we start attacking on the ground next turn. Apply some pressure. Sludge Monster. Perfect. I guess we just lose now. Yeah, but I guess we just lose. I mean, yeah. Rip. It's still a 2/2, but we're probably screwed either way. Like, we can't really attack into anything, so I might need to Organ Hoarder and maybe find something good off the top. So yeah, that's a problem again with blue-green. There's just not a ton of removal, so you just die to things like Sludge Monster. It's not really fun playing against something like this. And then you're just getting owned by in the air. Sludge Monster attacks. I lose my blocker that can deal with the ground creatures. He also had Silver Bolt. I think he had that game completely locked down. So I definitely wasn't going to get anywhere. Even with Bird and Mire, he could have just Silver Bolted, and I had no defense against the Flyers. My only way was to maybe race on the ground, but we just weren't drawing any removal. So even with a decent hand, we lost to a pretty solid blue-white deck. So blue-green has its weaknesses. I'm hoping that wasn't 3 losses. That's probably 2-2, right? I'm hoping this is just 2-2. Alright, 2-2. I might just finish this draft with maybe the Ravnica Mixer and see if we can even draft a solid deck. Like, Ominous Roost would be also a good addition to this deck as well, because I can make 1/1s. So yeah, having that Bird and Mire I think is worth having in this blue-green deck. Just to stall the ground and block and deal with the flying threats to eventually close out, but yeah, can't deal with Silver Bolts and Sludge Monster. There's no way I was going to win that. Hopefully these 2 losses means I can face against easier opponents, or people who are at our same spot. Okay, I think I'll try this since Eccentric Farmer can help us dig for whites, and we already have two planes in the deck, so let's leave a Scab Wrangler into maybe Eccentric Farmer. No Bait Hook Angler. Alright, attack for 2. I could also search for green mana, but I probably need to... I mean, I can search for green mana later. Probably see a Startled here. Yep. Always fine to hit your land drops with and cycle in this set. Alright, at least we can cast Seraph. And our creatures will also gain Death Touch, so that's also pretty cool. Falcon. Do I trade my Scab Wrangler for the Falcon Abomination? It's not wrong, but we also have Burdenmire to also block it. So I think we'll just play Seraph, and attack for 2 with the Eccentric Farmer, take 2 in the air, and then we should have a blocker in a couple of turns against this 2/2 flyer. The nice thing about Scab Wrangler with Burdenmire and Seraph is that we can also tap our Burdenmire when it's blocking and give it Death Touch. So that's a pretty cool interaction as well. Opponent keeps up all his mana, so it could be Revenge of the Drowned. Still probably fine to attack here. There could also be Nimblegas Intruder that I should be afraid of, so maybe I just attack with both of these and keep up the Scab Wrangler's ability. He could also be holding up a counter spell. So if he casts Nimblegas Intruder, I won't be able to untap it. So I think we just attack for 5 here. I can't tap this down if he does that, and then Burdenmire seems quite good here. I can only, is it tap up to? So I have to tap 3, so unfortunately I can't use Scab Wrangler's Death Touch ability, because I need to tap 3. Definitely going to block here for sure. Okay, now it's a 3/5, so I attack with it. If he has Nimblegas Intruder, he can flash in something with 4 power. So he has 4 power available. I still think I'm going to attack with these 2, but keep the rest back. And I can also untap and give Hexproof as well, so that's also nice. Opponent takes it. Play Eccentric Farmer or Amalgam. I think Eccentric Farmer just to keep up the Hexproof ability and to maybe hit our white source eventually. No white, but we'll get a green source. Even though we're playing off-curved, I think this is a lot safer, so we'll pass a turn. And we can also untap the Wing Shredder, giving it Hexproof. And block the 2/2 all day, so yeah. Seraph is a bomb, plus Scab Wrangler is also a really insane interaction. Opening hand, Jack-o'-lantern. Okay, all the colors and we can ramp. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll try it. Maybe should have played white first, but I mean, by playing green first, I can cast Rootcoil Creeper, so never mind. Like, the white first could maybe lead to a blue-white card, but I still think Rootcoil Creeper we want out first to start ramping. Can take 2 here and then play Eccentric Farmer. Sunrise Cavalier. I could actually block this. I do lose a tapper, but I think it's okay. And then we can set up Revenge on the Drown. Actually, we can Revenge on the Drown on 3/3 next following turn. But then we can't Revenge anywhere else. I think we actually block here. Or we can play Eccentric Farmer, and he might keep up all his stuff. You know what, let's take 5. Play the Eccentric Farmer. Maybe cast or keep up Revenge. If I keep up Revenge, he's gonna put a 1/1 counter somewhere, which is annoying. So I think it's actually Eccentric Farmer. End of turn we can cycle Jack-o'-lantern. If he attacks into this implies he could double block. Okay, that's unfortunate. Milled some good playable,s so that sucks. Could have used a Drown Yard to block well. So that's interesting. This might imply he has a Pump Trick. Do I block it? Probably not. I'll take 5 and then set up a block maybe next turn with the Revenge. Stormrider Spirit, okay. Yeah, we'll pass a turn and then he gets to put a counter somewhere. Good for him, and then maybe we can bounce when we set up a block somewhere. Sure. A little bit annoying, but I think we... So the question is, I can also flash in a Stormrider Spirit. Don't remove Rager Slash. I think I'm okay with that too. That also becomes a 3/3. Opponent's deck looks really strong. Maybe I just block the Sunrise Cavalier, or double block it, or... I think I'll block the Sunrise here. It's too scary. Pick 6 down to 4, and then Scab Wrangler can maybe do something here, along with Revenge, not sure. I can also set up a double block. Take 3. If he uses Lambhold Harrier, I can still bounce. Take 3 down to 1. Yeah, we'll double block here. Or double block. Yeah, we'll double block here. I don't want him to have the 3/3. And then we'll play it safe by bouncing the 3/3. He might have a trick here to pump the Lambhold Harrier, but I have to make this play. Otherwise, I just die. Hoping this resolves and we can trade. Yep. So, hopefully we did our best. But hopefully it doesn't drop anything here. Elementalist, already. Flying back Moon Rager Slash, I think that's just good games. Alright, you got it. You got it, opponent. Milled too many good playables off the top, so that's the weakness of blue-green. The removal sucks. And, yeah, if, obviously if you can't mill any lands and get value and you mill all your 5 drops that are important for blocking, you just kind of lose the game. And that's just kind of what happened there. We unfortunately had the mill Drown Yard Amalgam and then the 6-drop, which would have been really key at stabilizing, but so it goes. I think we're going to try the Ravnica Premier Draft thing. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a little bit awkward because, again, everything is just going to be a complete mix of everything. But we'll try it and see if we can get something consistent. Let's claim our prize. And then we'll use the final hour of this draft to do some Ravnica Allegiance draft. Or not just, I mean, just Premier Ravnica to see where we end up. And I'm hoping we can at least score 4 wins with this, so let's fire this off. Alright. So again, it's important to stay flexible so you can find the good monocolor cards within each, to find good monocolor cards for each set, given that the guilds don't really match well in Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance, but let's see, pack 1, pick 1. Alright, we opened up Affectionate Indrik, which is a nice first pick, even though I don't like green in Guilds of Ravnica. It's pretty strong, probably the best green uncommon. 1,000-Year Storm is a bit of a build around and almost just impossible to get going. Too expensive. Hellkite Whelp is also underwhelming. The best common in this pack is Deadweight, which is quite strong too. Um, Going to be at its best in specifically Guilds of Ravnica, because the creatures tend to be quite small. But if you're playing against like a late game type of deck, the dead weight can be kind of a, hate to say, a dead card. So, I mean, if this was Guilds of Ravnica, the question is, do I take dead weight and lean towards Dimir, or do I just take Affectionate Indrik and draft green, the worst color? I think I'm still fine to just take Affectionate Indrik. I think it's just strong enough for me to first pick. And then some other decent cards, Notion Rain, Dimir Informant. But we'll first pick Affectionate Indrik, the best green uncommon in Guilds of Ravnica. And it's also monocolor card, so it gives us some flexibility. We can end up in some sort of green base multicolor deck, getting past District Guide and Night Veil Sprite, both excellent cards as well. Now, Night Veil Sprite is a really good card, even outside of Dimir. It's just a really good 2-drop that you can play. But I actually like the District Guide. The fact that it can help us find a basic land or gate could be nice. It plays well with the Affectionate Indrik. We can help splash a third color in this card. It's quite good. I think these are the two most powerful cards in this pack. The best common in this pack is like Sky Knight Legionnaire. I could be convinced to go base green. Green is pretty decent in Ravnica Allegiance, and also pretty decent in War to Spark. Blue is, I think, the best color out of all of them. Like, blue is amazing in guilds. Blue is the best in blue is pretty good in Ravnica Allegiance, and blue is also very strong in War to Spark. But you know what? I don't think I want to take Night Veil Sprite, because it kind of wants you to draft the Mirror, which is focused on Surveil synergies, which doesn't exist in the other two sets. So we'll take that Disregard. It just fills our gap nicely on turn 3, ramping us into Affectionate Indrik. And then nothing else exciting. How good is Golgari in War? It's fine. How good is Azorius? Azorius isn't amazing either. Azorius is... not Azorius. Yeah, Selesnya doesn't exist in Ravnica Allegiance. We're looking at Simic and Gruul in Ravnica Allegiance. I think the best card for us is maybe just a Pitiless Gorgon. It's just a really flexible card. Can play this in green or black. A 2/2 Death Toucher isn't bad. Or we can just take a Guild Gate and maybe go some sort of 5-color shenanigans. Not sure here. Pitiless Gorgon is a fine playable. I mean, it's always decent to have a Death Toucher. Yeah, we'll take this just in case. But the best card was probably Goblin Electromancer. How's Gruul with Risk Factor? Not great. This is going to be at its best in a Hyper Aggro deck. Gruul can be aggressive, I guess, but it's also not amazing. There's Glaive of the Guild pack. And then gates do kind of matter in Ravnica Allegiance, so I can consider this. But it's also going to require a ton of gates, which don't exist necessarily in War to Spark. I could just take Selesnya Guild Gate, I guess. And then just stick with white for now. I don't care about these cards in Gruul. Like, risk factor is pretty good if we're hyper aggro. Yeah, it doesn't seem great. We're not really like blue-red or anything. I think we just take the gate here. I don't think we need Glaive. I don't think the gate thing really exists in War, and this is kind of like a complete build around. The gate is fine. And then Rhizome Lurcher and Rosemane Centaur. Since we have Selesnya Guild Gate, we could play the Rosemane Centaur. I think we have Selesnya's best common and Golgari's best common in the same pack. Vivid Revival is too expensive, doesn't affect the board, and it's just kind of whatever. Hypothesis is also quite good. Yeah, we'll probably just take Rosemane Centaur. Maybe just end up in a green-based multicolor deck at the end of this draft. And Deathcarn Dissident is a nice 2-drop. Can pump it as well. Yeah, this can threaten to pump. It's a 2-drop, which we might need. There's also another Guild Gate here. But yeah, now you can see the weird issue going on with, Guilds of Ravnica and into Ravnica Allegiance. Like, the cards just really don't overlap, and they just barely have any synergy with each other, so you're just drafting, like, mono-colored decks all day. But War to Spark, helps round things up, so I'll take the 2-drop. And I do like Rosemane Centaur a lot. So maybe we're just Selesnya. I mean, we can go Bant, I guess, next pack. We can go Simic, and Simic can help splash for green. Yeah, maybe we just go base Simic and play some Rosemane Centaurs. The R3 drops are fine, but they're nowhere close to the power level Rosemane Centaur. It's the best Selesnya common. So this deck is going to be a weird mixed baggage. But now District Guide, we can go Simic, Finding Selesnya, Guildgate, Splash, Rose, Main Centaur, and move into maybe Bant, um, splashing some interesting stuff. I still think I like Defcarn Dissident over Pillis Gorgon. Selective Snare is whatever. Just take more 2-drops. So green looks very open. The worst color in Guilds of Ravnica. It makes sense. I mean, I can't complain game past all these green cards. It is the worst color in Guilds. And definitely underwhelming compared to like Boros and Dimir and Izzet. So happy that I didn't take the Night Veil Sprite. So if I end up base Simic, I don't mind Dazzling Lights or Pass Wall Adept. Pass Wall Adept is okay. Dazzling Lights can be a cute combat trick with Surveil. There's also Barging Sergeant if I end up somehow in Boros, which I'm hoping I don't end up in Boros. Don't really need a Pass Wall Adept. It could be a fine mana sink, but it's not like an amazing card. It's best in just a mirror, honestly. It's kind of hard to know what to do here. Maybe we just take a Selesnya card. I don't really care about Dazzling Lights or Pass Wall, even if I end up Selesnya. It's kind of just whatever. And then we should be able to find better 2-drops than Vidalk and Mesmerist. If we were drafting Selesnya, I guess we'll take Ledev Guardian, or just take a Pax Favor, which is really bad. Pause for Reflection doesn't even help us splash a ramp, so... yeah, just take a Loxodon. And then Wario Copy also isn't an amazing 3-drop, so probably just take Dazzling Lights. And maybe end up base Simic, we'll see. Pretty late Rhizome Lurcher, but I don't think our deck is set up for Sacrifice. Just take another Pillis Gorgon, it's fine 3-drop. And then, I don't know, take a Locket. Alright, let's see Ravnica Allegiance and how weird our deck can turn out to be as we open up. Ooh, Enraged Ceratok is a nice mono-colored card I don't mind starting with. Some other good cards in this pack, Skatewing Spy for blue-green. Best common is Grotesque Demise, and I think black is the best color. Along with blue in Ravnica Allegiance. Savage Smash, the best Grow common. Azorius Night Arbor, not the best Azorius common, but maybe second best. High Alert deck also exists in this format, so Azorius can do a lot of interesting things. It's very versatile, and there's a lot of flexibility in Azorius. Garderbos is also fine 1-drop. Can be fine in Rakdos, but Enraged Ceratok is perfect in this deck. We just want some big, beefy 4-drops to smash down with. So, sure. And any other green cards? Not really. There's, I guess, Skewer the Critics for Gruul. I guess Flames of the Raised Bar, but I've been underimpressed by his card even in Gruul. It's just too expensive and sometimes doesn't get the blowout. Like the green cards aren't fantastic. I guess we can maybe just end up in Gruul or 5 or 4 color green. I don't know. Just take Skewer. Probably the best common in this pack, along with Grasping Throw and Final Payment. Orzhov is incredibly deep in Ravnica Allegiance, so since there's so many good commons like Grasping Throw, Final Payment, even Summary Judgment, like it's arguable to take Grasping Throw here over Skewer to Critics in this set. But Skewer can maybe lead us into Gruul. Maybe we go red-green mid-range, splashing white, maybe end up in some sort of Naya color combination. Don't think I need to gate. Yeah, this is a weird draft. Ooh, Blade Juggler, the best common. There's Applied Biomancy, there's Prying Eyes, there's just a Gruul Guildgate, I guess. Senate Griffin is fine, but it's double blue, which is going to be hard to get going in Selesnya, and Simic, and it's not, like, great or anything. Applied Biomancy can maybe lead us into Simic now, it can be a fine trick. But it could also, again, just be Naya, funny enough. And in that case, I probably want the Guildgate over Scorchmark. Yeah, I think I'm down just taking the Gate. Best common in this pack is probably Blade Juggler. I mean, I could still end up Golgari. Are we going to be Golgari? Huh. I don't think I should... Yeah, it's kind of funny I'm thinking about all this, but we shouldn't actually tie ourselves to a guild. Yeah, Blade Juggler is the best common. Let's take Blade Juggler. Maybe we go Abzan. We can go Abzan and Ward of Spark as we get past another Blade Juggler. Okay, we'll take another one. And, yeah, maybe we just end up Golgari splashing white or red. End up Jund base. Law Mage's Binding is quite a good color to splash for. There's also the Frenzied Airings here, which is quite good. Could even take the Rakdos Guildgate. Yeah, no great Golgari cards. I can just take a random Steeple Creeper. I don't think it's worth splashing Frenzy R-Rings. I could still take it. Steeple Creeper is just not great either way. Lawmage's Binding is by far the best card in this pack. I don't know. I don't think we need Frenzy R-Rings. I also don't think I think it's going to be really hard splashing Lawmages as well, so... you know what? Let's just take the Guild Gates. And then another Frenzied Airings. Final Payment, Fairy Duelist. Yeah, this is a trap. Guys, don't draft this thing. Just don't draft this. I'll take a Frenzied Airings. I guess we're going to do some sort of 4-color shenanigans. Game Pass Thunder Shaman too, really late. This is a good, strong card. Okay, I guess we're just some sort of Gruul-based, Gruul splashing Blade Jugglers and Rosemane Centaurs. So fixing is going to be pretty high up on our list. Gruul is also not great in War to Spark. Ooh, open the gates, that's nice. So it can help us find our black mana and white mana, or whatever mana fixing we need. So hopefully we can pick up more fixing in the next pack. War to Spark should have a lot of fixing in green. And Golgari is the color for the multicolor shenanigans thing, so if I pick up like the Leyline Prowler, that would be nice. Savage Smash is also quite good. So I guess we could just be base red-green, splashing maybe Blade Jugglers or splashing white for Rosemane Centaurs. It's between these two. But again, it seems like we might just be base Gruul. One copy of Mammoth Spider is always okay too. But yeah, these decks are going to look really weird. I know some people's strategies are just to force monocolor blue, and then you just end up in a good blue deck, since blue is, again, really well supported in all 3 sets. There's like basically almost zero synergy. We're just drafting a bunch of the best cards at common and everything. So I guess Gore Clan Record could be a thing. I know it's a pretty weak red common. Even Steeple Creeper. Rampage of the Clans is not even a great way to destroy artifacts or enchantments because they just end up making 3/3s all day. Steeple Creeper probably is not even going to make it. Like, it's just too fragile. So hopefully we can round everything else next pack. Could even play Stony Strength. Okay, War to Spark. This is the set with all the broken stuff. Actually, what's God Eternal Bond to? Oh, I guess that was in War to Spark. Okay. God Eternal could be our pick here. There's also Death Sprouts, which could help us splash if we go base Golgari. There's also Jaya's Greeting, the best common. So Jaya's Greeting, Death Sprouts, God Eternal Bantu, and Jaya Venerated Fire Mage are all really good cards. It seems like red-green was very open in the last pack, not black, so maybe I take a red card here. In between these red cards, which one do I think is better? Maybe Jaya's Greeting. It did seem like red-green was well supported. We did get past double Blade Juggler, but Bantu doesn't really have any synergy. We aren't trying to really sacrifice things. Strong card, but I still think we take Jaya's Greeting here and end up base red-green. Maybe Naya. Best cards in this pack, like Law Rune Enforcer for whites. There's like a Herald of the Dreadhorde, but Thundering Ceratok is also a nice beefy creature we could utilize. I would love some mana fixing, but let's just go red-green, I think. Red-green splashing white for Rosemane Centaur. This draft is gonna become a train wreck for sure. Domri's Ambush is quite excellent. I also am a big fan of Spellgorger Weirded War. Usually a card like this is only going to be its best in a red-based spells deck, but given that there's so many planeswalkers and even cantrips, non-creature spell cantrips in this set, like the Guild Globe, it's quite good. But Domri's Ambush is perfect with what we're trying to do. And then, ooh, could use a Gateway Plaza. Centaur Nurture could be a thing too. Can gain us some life, can help us ramp. But we're not really trying to ramp into 6. Bond is also fine, but I think I like the Gateway Plaza. This can maybe enable us to splash the Blade Jugglers, which I think are quite strong. So maybe now I can incorporate black into the picture. And then Raging Crunch is also quite good in Gruul. Bond of Flourishing, also okay. But I think we're going to be a beat-down deck, so I like the Raging Crunch here. How good is Cyclops Electromancer in this deck? We're going to be more creature-based. So I highly doubt it's going to pick off anything good. That being said, nothing else is great in this pack. There's Storev, which I don't think we're able to play, but I might as well just take it for the collection. Or we can splash Typebearer Giant. Maybe that's an okay splash. It's a big ground body, draws me a card. So we're at 23 playables if we're splashing Typebearer Giant and double Blade Juggler. Even Arlen's Wolf can be quite decent. Or Invading Manticore. Maybe we just play Invading Manticore. Give me a good top-end threat and keeps me on color. Ooh, Palmbright Druid is a fine 2-drop we could play. So 23 cards. The cards I'm interested in cutting is maybe Mammoth Spider, Deathblind Sprout. So maybe we should have been base Golgari. Splashing red. I can still play the Death Sprout still, however, given that it's so strong, so I could still consider that as a reasonable option. And we do have a Open the Gates plus Disregard, so I guess that also counts as fixing in a sense. Not sure. Maybe I do need to just splash this Death Sprout. And then maybe go 16 lands, although maybe that's not where I want to be. It's just such a strong card. Gives us a way to kill something, which is important. We need some interaction. So maybe I'm going to hard splash this, just throw in a double, or just take Heartfire. Heartfire rewards us for sacrificing things, so I guess it's not what our deck is trying to do. I'll still take it. So 4 colors, we could just play Primordial Worm actually. Maybe we just cut the Rosemane Centaurs. Maybe that can go. And then we can maybe cut the Selesnya Guildgate, although Selesnya Guildgate is the reason why we're playing white in the first place. But I'm probably just gonna hard splash black. I don't think Rosemane Centaur is exciting enough, maybe. Because it's just not great in all the formats. It's just kind of really clunky. And hey, lo and behold, we have 40 cards, so maybe we go something like this. 17 green, 6, 7, 8, so 8 green sources. How many red do we need? 8 red, 5, 6, 7, so I don't think we can mess with this. I could also just cut a swamp and throw in an extra red. Green, I mean, just in case, since we have some fixing with District Guide and Open the Gates. So sure, let's give this a shot, see how it goes. Our picture, Thunder Shaman. I guess I can play the Rakdos Locket. Helps me fix for red and black. Can help us ramp, which is also not a bad idea. It is going to be a little bit difficult to sack with quadruple red, so maybe I don't play it. We do have some heavy hitters at the top end as well, but maybe we're fine without it. Let's just do this mess and finish this video. I highly doubt this will do well, but that's fine. This is going to be very interesting. I'm hoping I can at least get 4 or 3 wins off of this, but that's going to be a little bit hard. Alright, Palmbright Druid, so we can't play any 2-drops given the Guildgate, but that's fine. I mean, I can still play this on turn 2, why not? Yeah, that's not wrong. We'll play this on turn 2, play the Guildgate the next following turn. To have a 2-2 on the battlefield, which can again start attacking. Simic, okay, Paradise Druid, that's a good one. don't think I want to give this haste. I think the 4/4 body could be more relevant, given the opponent is playing a much more controlling deck, and I don't really want to. And I have a bunch of expensive stuff to cast, so I don't think I can necessarily go too hyper aggro. This can trade for District Guide, which I'm fine with. So the opponent's also base green, got past the District Guide. We have black as well. Let's attack for 2, make a 4/4. I think this is better than giving it haste. Alright, the opponent has the multicolor shenanigans deck. Wow, 5 colors. I think that's the game plan of this set. Just go 5 colors, play all the bombs. Hypothesis, oh, that's so powerful. Holy crap. So strong. So he basically 2-for-1 me by drawing a card. Maybe it was a 3-for-1, not sure. He still discarded a relevant spell. But yeah, it goes to show. Yeah, I guess I can only play 1 spell here. Pilla's Gorgon is fine. Just to be more mana efficient, cast a more expensive spell. I could also Indrik the Paradise Druid next turn if I get a land, and I think I might try to do that as well. Challenger Troll. Okay. It can only be blocked by 1 or more creatures, so Thunder Shaman it is. I don't think I'm attacking here. He could play a bounce spell and Pilla's Gorgon, maybe force me to trade, which I also don't mind trading here. There's no really any relevant artifacts or enchantments. Okay, there goes a removal spell, but we can at least hold off the 6/5, so luckily enough I didn't attack with this, so I guess I guess 5 colors is the strategy. Splashing all the bombs and removal spells. Okay, I guess that's the strategy. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Alright, I think I got it now. I got the hang of this. Blade Juggler for 5 isn't the worst. I can also attack, but he's just going to trade. Just Blade Juggler for 5. Kind of unexciting, but okay. Alright, 5 colors, play your removal spells. I get it now. I get it. I get it. I know what to do. I know the... Okay, we're blocking the Paradise Druid for sure. Open the gates. Probably just going to play District Guide into Dev Card Dissidence, I think. It's kind of funny how I'm playing this gate, even though it's not doing much. Yeah, let's get the Rakdos Guild Gate here. Not sure why I'm playing the gates. But yeah, 5 color removal, that's the thing you should be doing. Alright, I figured it out, guys. Take all the removal spells, take all the fixing, forget everything else, and you should be good. Ha, Indrik. Opponent with his own Indrik, sweet. I guess I'll trade Chump. Chumping could just be better, I think. Or trading. Maybe I trade here, and then trade for the 6/5 next turn, take 4 down to 1. I'm not sure. Yep. Alright, good games. That's game over. Yep. 5 color bombs. So it's almost like drafting Modern Horizons 2, where you should just take all the best cards and just take all the fixing and go from there. Since the synergy in Modern Horizons 2 can be powerful, but it kind of locks you into 2 colors, and people are going to contest those colors, you might as well just take all the best cards and just splash them in some sort of a 5 color shenanigans deck. So, alright, we got the hold of this. Maybe next video I'll try to do the 5 color bomb stuff. But for now, our deck is definitely very mediocre, and we can get 0-3'd. A bronze player. Okay, maybe this will be an easier opponent. Alright, we have all of our fixing. Let's keep. Don't know why this is still doing. I mean, we're not playing Rosemane Centaur, but I'll still play it. Maybe I'm fine pressuring 2 with just Divkarn Dissident into District Guide. We'll play this later. It's just important to get on the board early and apply some pressure. It's only gates, right? Well, it's basic land card or gates. We'll just take the gates. Probably gonna play gates and pass, or right. So the opponent's also doing some other 5-color stuff. Yeah, we'll play the Gateway Plaza this turn, even though I could keep up mana for Jaya's Greeting. I think this is fine, and we'll just play the Thundering Ceratok. Is this a mono black deck? No, it has to be splashing a color, right? Probably see a removal spell here. Spark Harvest for 5. Okay. We could also be doing 5-color jank. I think we actually play the Enraged Ceratok so I can get the gate down. It's not too different from Thundering Ceratok here, so that's fine. Play my tap gate, then apply some more pressure. I think I attack first. Am I afraid of any board wipes? I could be. But since I have removal next turn, I don't really feel inclined. Actually, if he kills my 4/4, that's a problem. Let's just play Thundering Ceratop. Hope he doesn't have a board wipe here. Because in black, there's a couple of board wipes. Like Massacre. Well, no, we got him. Okay. Alright, so we're not complete losers. We know how to draft. Just not tier 1 decks in this set, in this format. So just like Modern Horizons 2, just like Kaldheim and Khans of Tarkir, I think it's just go base green, go 5 colors, pick up all the fixing. If you don't find any good removal in the pack, just take the fixing. If you find a good removal, take it. That's probably just the name of the game. And I guess it's important to know you should also take good threats, just to have a way to close out, like maybe take Watcher in the Mist. Once you are solid on removal. Or some sort of heavy flyer to close out the game. I don't know. Or a big ground body. Okay, we need double black, no creatures early. I think it's a mull. Okay, this is also not great, but I'll keep and then just bomb the invading Manticore since it doesn't seem like we'll be casting it anytime soon. I don't want to go down to 5. I would love to spectacle this out, but obviously there's no guarantee. I mean, obviously if we don't have any 2-drops, we can't. And then we can still play Pillit's Gorgon next turn, which is double black, so that's nice. Might actually not block the 2-3 if he attacks with it, so I can attack and get in a spectacle hit. I'm not blocking here. Alright, so this is good, so what I can do now is I can attack. And then I can play a Blade Juggler. The best common in Ravnica Allegiance. Definitely a top common, of course. And I'll block here. You could have a trick, though, so maybe I don't block. It's kind of aggressive. Gruul Beastmaster. I guess we're fine. And then I guess we can also just play the Ceratok this turn, attack with both. I don't care if he trades for any of these. The Ceratok should halt the ground, and I don't really need to use removal. I just want to be mana efficient and be aggressive here. So I'm fine if he trades for any of these. It's pretty good. Okay. He can buy it back, but I have a good blocker for next turn, so even if he buys it back, he won't be able to cast anything. I can block, and I attack him back, so he's going to lose a lot of tempo if he decides to buy back the Gruul Beastmaster. If not, we can just cast Jaya's Greeting, which is always decent. I don't know what this accomplishes. Ooh, Affectionate Indrik. That's a really good top deck, sure. The Flyer, or... yeah, we'll take this out. And I think I'm fine trading the 3-2 for the 2-4. It must be sad seeing an Affectionate Indrik off the top. Pause the Marshal. Okay. And the Trusted Pegasus. So if he goes for a double block, I'll just blow him out with a removal spell. Probably use Jaya's Greeting. Let's just attack. And it also has Trample, so even better. We can also get a Scry off of this, which is nice. And I can also keep a mana for Death Sprouts. And I don't need to play out the extra land, just keep it in my hand. Everyone's trying to do 5-color mess. But you don't want to play creatures, like medium creatures, when you're going 5 colors. You want to play big, explosive things. So I'm probably just going to do a third video here. I mean, this is kind of fun, actually, huh? I'm actually kind of enjoying this. I might start the draft with the whole Ravnica thing. Not sure. But after the blue-green train wreck draft, I do want to get more Midnight Hunt reps in before Crimson Vow comes out. Okay, seems fine. Again, I have no idea what this is still doing in my deck. I think I need to swap out for a Forest. Hey, 2-drop into 3-drop, not bad. So I do need to attack for the Dissident to also enable the 4-3 to attack. I guess I can always haste out Frenzied Errands if I'm afraid of anything here. So, okay, what can we do here? I could play a counter onto this attack, but I think hasting out Frenzied Errands is fine. It gets in the most damage, and we can also attack with a Raging Kronk and hit for 7, which is a lot of damage. You can also enhance this next turn by adapting, so if he's keeping up all the mana, I might have to just put a counter onto the Frenzied Errands. Could see a removal spell here, or bounce spell. Yeah, if he passes a turn, this implies he has a bounce spell, or he's planning to adapt. So either way, I think I'm forced to pull the plug here and cast the Pollen Bright Druid. Yeah, I don't think I have a choice but to put a counter on the Arynx, because if I put here and he adapts the 3-4, which can't even attack past this, so I think I'm forced to do this, unfortunately, and then attack with both. And if he adapts and trades, then that's good. So I'm hoping he blocks the Raging Kronk and just adapts and trades. So he's losing tempo by doing this. And we can still smash in for 4, which is quite nice. So luckily he didn't have a counter spell or anything, otherwise we would have missed out on an important attack that turn. Ooh, okay, Mammoth Spider. I can Jaya's Greeting to finish it off. I think it's fine attacking with all, and if he blocks a 2-2, I just use Jaya's Greeting. I think it's okay. I get to get him for 5, put him down to 2. Of course, I 2-for-1 myself, but I also get rid of this annoying blocker, and this can make it much more better for me to close out. So land is good. We'll keep down top, and the fact that this has trample makes it hard for him to block this as well. Frenzy Args is probably the second best Gruul common. The problem is that 4 mana is a lot to activate, so it often doesn't get to you don't often get to use this ability, since red-green wants to beat down and be very aggressive early on. It's definitely slower compared to Rakdos, but it's not by much. Alright, we got him. Wow, 3-1 with okay deck. 0 bombs, just curve out, attack. Let's get rid of Selesnya Guildgate. It doesn't do anything, and it just hurts our mana if we have to draw it as a top land in specific circumstances. So hey, we might just get the 4 wins, and I might be able to do this again. We'll see. And yeah, it's still 8 forest, 9 green sources is very important for this deck. So, yeah, let's play again. Okay, 2-drop, 3-drop, same deal. Into Sunder Shaman, so another nice curve out. Even with a weird mana base, our deck seems to be able to curve out nicely. So Dimir, House Guildmage is quite good. Hey, if I drew back black mana, this would have been amazing. Would have just played the Blade Juggler. So yeah, we can't cast it. I would love black mana to Blade Juggler. with Zhang Yanggu. It's going to become a 3/3.
Hi, I'm Jiang.
I think I just attack and offer to trade with the Pilis Gorgon. And I think I'm fine to trade. If he kills that, that's also quite good for me. So yeah, Sunder Shaman's good here. Hopefully no removal. Maybe see like a Price of Fame on my 5/5. Land would be nice, so I can also attack with a 2/2, which I will. It will force a pump, but I think it's worth it. Getting that extra 2 damage with our aggro deck, so let's go. If he blocks it though, it is questionable, but I think I'm forced to pump either way, so we could see a bounce spell here to tempo me out. I guess he's going to use this Disturb Veil or just lock it down. Alright, Tyrant Scorn, that's a good one. We still get to get in for 7, which isn't bad. So, that's okay. Even main phase Chemister's Insight to maybe hit a land drop. No lands? Really? Okay, I guess he might want to trade for the 2/2, which I'm fine with as well, since I can just replace it. Cast another one. Just play a bunch of jank. No black mana. We're never going to get our black fixing. We still aggro them out. Wow. Really? I don't really expect myself to win these matchups. Seeing scary cards like Guild Mage on 2, Zhang Yanggu, and then the Chemister's Insight. Oh my god, how am I running away with all of this? This shouldn't be legal. Four and 1. Alright, so we got back most of our gems, so I'm actually satisfied with this draft. And I'm not sure if I'll get to 7. There's no way I don't think I can get to 7 with this type of deck. It's just too janky, like. It's way too janky. Alright, hey, we just need double black, Gorgon on 3, all 3 of our mana, so gotta believe. Three drop and the 4-drop seems quite good. Opponent's also black-green with Plague Wike. That's a pretty good 2-drop. I think I might just trade for it. Since this just trades favorably and I could make a 4/4 Frenzied Erynx. I think it's fine trading. Card gets really annoying and I didn't want to trigger Spectacle for a Blade Juggler. Alright, that's fine. I think I actually make a 4/4 here. Yeah, 4/4 seems good. I don't need to get hyper aggro this 4/4. If we were beating down, I'd be making this into a 3/3, but I think the 4/4 body is more important. Imp. So he doesn't really get a good double block. Ambush could be decent, but I don't really need to kill anything. I think I'm just gonna find my Rakdos Guild Gates and just play it, or Gateway Plaza. Guess Gateway Plaza's fine. Play the Gateway Plaza. Fine. Spending the mana, attack for 4, and we'll just take 3 back. And then the next following turns we could maybe set up an instant or Domri's Ambush to kill something. Porculus Vine is not a card I see too often. Okay, so the decks get even more jankier. I can also just pump with the 4/4, so I don't really care about using an instant here. And I can just pump and hit him for 7, so this puts him on the clock. So now he's forced to play defense here, and the nice thing about this is that it also tramples. Wow, more jank? What's going on? This is so crazy. Ooh, Enraged Ceratok. Okay, now I can attack for 4. I don't think I need to kill anything. He's probably just going to chump and block, which I'm fine with. I'm not going to use mana here. I think it's fine just letting this happen. I guess he's gonna sack it. Funny thing is that I still get a trample over for 4, so it doesn't really accomplish anything. Funny enough. And I don't think I'm gonna use ambush on any of these creatures, since I can cast both spells next turn, and you can't block this. Is he actually gonna main phase sack the locket, draw 2 cards? Man, these decks are so janky. Holy crap. I think this guy kind of just I think this guy committed to Golgari very early, and this is what happened. Yeah, I think we just ambush here, right? Do I put a counter into the 4/4 or the Frenzied Arings? I think putting it into the 4/4 is better. So we'll just do that. Take out the Sylvan Brush Strider, and then we can also keep up Death Sprout if he has some sort of trick. And we just attack. And that's lethal, so he's forced to essentially chump here. And it also tramples, so needs a way to deal with my 2 threats. But everything he's played so far doesn't seem like anything scary, so... Alright, we actually went 5-1. I guess people are just as confused as me in the start. So, I guess this is a way for you guys to farm gems. Just either draft a boring beatdown deck and stay monoed color, or draft all the removal, take all the fixing, go 5 color bombs. Gift of Strength gave +4, +4, +3, +3. If it was +4, +4, I wouldn't have killed it. If it was +3, +3, I shouldn't even have used the Death Sprout, since it would have killed it anyways. I forgot. I just clicked it really fast. But I can't believe I'm 5-1 with this jank deck. Alright, 2-drop into Blade Juggler. Why not? We're doing it again, folks. And we can even get a forest maybe off the top for Sunder Shaman. So for somehow our weird 3-color aggro deck seems to curve out quite well. And I'll probably just play Dissident, and am I fine taking 2? I can also trade here. If I trade here, I won't be able to attack for the crunch next turn. I think I take 2. Like, it does slow me down, but that's fine. Even Radical Idea main phase. So now what? If I attack for 2, I can play Blade Juggler, but then he just gets attacked back at me. Raging Kronk also... I think I just want to get the Blade Juggler value. Not sure here. I definitely play red for Sunder Shaman if I draw a green source next turn. I can also play Pollen Bright Druid. Raging Kronk can allow me to block, but then he just trades. Yeah, let's just get the Blade Juggler now. Let's not waste time. This makes it more likely I draw a green source from my Sunder Shaman. And even though he is gaining life and installing me, I mean, this is not the end of the world. Don't want to trade here. Just take it and then swing back for 5. And then we can leave a 1/1 body to trade with this and put a counter somewhere, like maybe on Blade Juggler. Or just play a 3-drop. I don't know. You've been main phasing Radical Ideas. What's going on? People main phasing cards now? Discarding Law Mage's Binding? That has to be a mistake, right? I'm not sure. I think we attack with both and then just play Raging Crunch to be mana efficient. Since I'm not even sure if I want to put a counter anywhere. Could see, don't think there's any 2-mana removals, double black. So yeah, this is the problem with like trying to focus on the guild. You end up in a situation like this, where again, you just don't, you don't play anything good, you know? You're just doing some sort of 4-color shenanigans. Okay, Guildgate can maybe lead me to Sunder Shaman. I can also Savage Smash, which I'm not sure if I want to do. So this is 4 toughness. If I put a counter here, I can make it 4 power. I can also threaten to attack with a Devkarn Dissident and pump. I don't think he's double blocking the Raging Crunch for sure. So maybe I attack with both. If he makes me pump, I do lose tempo. So maybe I do need to start attacking. So this is very interesting. I still think I need to get maybe Guildgate out here, and I'm not sure. I'll attack with both. I mean, I could just trade the Blade Juggler, but man, this is fine. If I lose on tempo, I lose on tempo. If he double blocks, that's even better. I'll just play the Thundering Ceratok and, yep, best case scenario. And then next turn we can play Guildgate and Pollen Bright Druid, or Guildgate and Savage Smash. Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, that's not a good one. That's an okay card. The opponent seems to like these types of creatures. Very interesting attack. Okay. I think this turn we just play Gateway Plaza, tap the red. And then what can we do here? Maybe Savage Smash the flyer. Although I don't mind Savage Smashing the 3/1/2 because I don't really care about this creature here. Maybe I just Savage Smash. What do I Savage Smash with? If I Savage Smash here, he won't be able to block. So I think I do this, because if I Savage Smash with a Raging Crunch, sure it survives. Wow, status, okay, that sucks. So that effectively traded, which is really annoying. Do I just offer to trade here? I think I'm fine doing so. The lifelink is annoying and I need to get in some damage. Losing my Dissident, but hey, he's still behind, so that's fine. Opponent's still attacking with his flyer. Lazative Reverse, so that can double block Blade Juggler. And House Guild Mage can also do the same. Yeah, maybe we just Pollen Bright Druid here. Diversify our threats. And then play Sunder Shaman second main. For some chump blocks or double blocks. And that's fine. The opponent takes 4. And Sunder Shaman is going to be a huge... Ooh, I can't cast Sunder Shaman. Yeah, I forgot it's only single green, so I might mess that one up. I might have to just sacrifice this Pollen Bright Druid to just get in for 4, but the opponent is kind of afraid. Do I want to do that? Not really, we'll just say go. Next turn, Sunder Shaman can attack. Lazative Behemoth, that's a good one. Do I trade here? I think I'm fine, and then we'll play Enraged Ceratok. I mean, I need to attack somehow. I can't stay back all day. Hopefully he doesn't have any removal, and I can just start attacking with more big bodies. But the opponent hasn't been playing anything scary so far. Tithe Bear Giant is a good one. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to attack into that. So I need to find a good removal spell or a fight spell. Probably Domri's Ambush right now, okay? Domri's ambush it is. Asking you shall receive. And that's lethal. Alright, that's definitely lethal there, so... Alright, even with the misplay, we still managed to kill the opponent. Sweet, 6-1. So don't force guilds, your deck is just going to end up as a mess. Just do the whole 5-color thing if you can. And we're just going to finish the last draft as quickly as possible because I don't think I have enough time. Just getting really lucky here with people not knowing what to do in this format, so great way to maybe grind for gems. Just do this draft and again force 5-color bombs. Alright, we're doing it again, folks. Can open the gates, find the Rakdos gate, and take it from there. Question is, do I play a 2-drop or do I play the Gateway Plaza? Probably fine playing a 2-drop out, since I can always play the Palmbright Druid the next following turn. The Gateway Plaza does hit us hard sometimes, but I think this is fine. Do I make another 2-2 here, or a 3-2? A 3-3. I think a 3-3 is fine, since I can deal a ton of damage over time, making this 3 power, and then we can always cast Jaya's Greeting next turn. District Guy can also help us find a tapped gate, or find us another red source for Sunder Shaman. Dismissal, that's a good one. Amass tokens can also block, so that's quite powerful. I think I'm okay trading the Amass token as trading for the Amass token as well, since Amass tokens can be quite problematic. But Sunder Shaman on curve is really brutal, so try taking this out, opponents. Maybe a removal spell. I mean, he's hovering over it, so it has to be some sort of removal or interaction. I don't want him to use the 1/1 Amass token to sack. I also don't want him to chump block future creatures like the 5/5, so I think trading was fine. What's this? Gateway Sneak? I think I have to kill that next turn. What's this? A Black Mass? Spark Harvest? Yeah, I think the opponent has a debate against that because it's just so scary. I'm fine with a Spark Harvest and Gateway Sneak. And then what we can do now is I guess I can double spell, so I don't really need to cast Gateway Plaza. Make sure I tap my mana correctly. Cast my District Guy, get my gate, or get my land. I think getting land is fine. Get my green source, I think. Or my second black, although I could do both. Yeah, just get second black, doesn't matter. and Dissidence, so we can play out both of our stuff. Next turn we can threaten to attack with the Dissidence. So yep, 5-color gates. Jaya's Greeting is nice against this. Not bad. Ooh, Primordial Worm. Give me a big body. So it's some sort of mirror. Ooh, Hypothesizzle. So same strategy as our last opponent, just maybe going 5-color removal. Hopefully no answer to Primordial Worm. Since there's a potential way to help us close out. Alright, let's attack. Not afraid of any flash creatures. Okay, takes it. Good sign. We'll hold on to our lands. Maybe represent them as spells. And wow, we got 7 and 1 with a jank Jund deck, base Gruuls, hard splashing for Death Bonnet for Death Sprout, and double Blade Juggler, and yeah, that's kind of funny. I mean, we started out kind of Selesnya, and then we became this weird Jund deck. But I still think what you want to do is 5-color, maybe 5-color gates with removal spells or just 5-color bombs. So not bad. Okay, I think with that they'll wrap the video for now, and maybe I can crack some Ravnica Allegiance, or I guess we get rewarded with Guilds of Ravnica packs. So I'm very surprised I even got to 7 wins with this. Honestly, I think this deck is a complete joke. Yeah, it seems like a complete joke, but I still managed to get to 7. I don't think this is worthy of including. Let's just go over the deck quickly. And yeah, it's kind of a weird jank deck, and if I could go back, I would do 5-color removal, bombs, whatever. But first pick was Affection Indrik, which puts you in green, which has all the fixing. And we're splashing for these double play jugglers, which isn't ideal because you want to curve out with this, play a bunch of 2-drops, attack, and play this on turn 3. Funny enough, we always seem to have a 2-drop in our opening hand, even though we only have like 3 2-drops in the deck. And then, yeah, it's also hard splashing for Death Sprout, funny enough, and it worked. And even Pitiless Gorgon was okay. So, yeah, just a fine mid-range beatdown, mid-rangey aggro deck that's trying to beat down, get to the late game, play some big chonky stuff, and smash. So, yeah, surprised I even managed to get to 7. So that concludes the video. I don't have much time to go over the packs, I don't think, unless I try to speedrun this, but the software takes a million years to load, so we're just going to move on to the next video then, and actually maybe I can click fast enough. Nah, it's not enough time. Okay, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and then stay tuned for the next video, and have a good day. Take care. Bye.